beats our prices, and I mean nobody. And we'll trade anything from aluminum cans to minivans. Be American, buy Murray Ford Superstore. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray, in Stark or Kingsland. I'll be waiting for you. And remember, at any Murray Superstore, it's all about you. Shazam!
Join Boys and Girls Clubs of Northeast Florida for their Beaches Barbecue Bash, November 2nd at ABBQ in Atlantic Beach. Enjoy food, drinks, cornhole, live music, and a live auction while impacting young people. Learn more at bgcnf.org/events.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Coogan Nation. Time to rise and shine and start your day with Duval Sports Media Big Steppers. Dan Hicken.
You know it!
Jeff Prosser.
It's a big deal.
Gosh, it sure is a big deal.
And E to the T.
E.T. is in the booth.
Rise and shine. It's go time on a Friday morning. It's GFL Friday. That's Green for Life. GFL, Georgia, Florida as well. Or is it Florida, Georgia this year? Who's the home team, Gibby? You know what? We're in Jacksonville. It's Florida, Georgia when I say it is.
Yeah, I need to look and see who that is.
I think Florida is the home team. I was asking kind of rhetorically. As we get you up and going here on a Friday morning, plenty to get to. I mean, we're down to our last day of previewing a terrific football weekend, a rivalry weekend. Actually got started last night with all the high school games. Give me the high school scoop real quick. Anything? You got anything for me?
Yeah, so last night, Hacker and I were on till, let's see, about 11:45, something like that.
I love the grind, Gibby. I love the grind.
First Coast got an overtime victory last night for a district championship over Fletcher. Marty Lee's been the head coach.
It's been a while for First Coast, hasn't it, since they've been a playoff team?
It has.
They were a power for a lot of years before you got here.
That's right.
Yeah.
And they did see some down times, but now they've been resurrected a little bit over there. Marty Lee's been the head coach for 28 years. He had some, maybe a little bit of on the fence, some doubts about coming back, and lo and behold, he comes back and they win a district championship. So that's big. I mean, they get to host a home playoff game. You look at some of the other games last night.
Who won the BK Bowls game?
Bowles won the game pretty handily.
Okay.
Bowles has got a really good receiver that went over 200 yards receiving. Naheem Burrows has got Alabama, Georgia, Florida State. They've all offered him. I think he's only a sophomore. He's a young guy, but yeah, it's there were a lot of good games last night. There's several games tonight as well. You split that Thursday, Friday with Florida Georgia week.
Yeah. All right. I was thinking about today in context of this Florida Georgia game, and man, if you've been here a while, if you're new to the area, or if you're just a fan of either team and you've kind of followed this rivalry through the years, so many unbelievable moments. One thing about getting older is, boy, those things just pile up. I mean, I can think back to so many memorable plays, wins, losses, pre- and post-game chatter, the highs and lows for each program since I've either gone to it or covered it for almost 40 years. Just so much back and forth. We've seen, and we could even go back further historically, but just in those 40 years, we'll take it back to 1980 when Georgia won a title even. That's fair. Well, we've seen Georgia have their runs of a dominance. We saw Spurrier come in and just make it his mission to win the Florida-Georgia game. He went on to do it 11 out of 12 times, many painfully for Georgia Nation, either because it was a close game or a year you were a favorite or just some embarrassing defeats. Then it's bounced back and forth. We've told you this has always been. You've had short-lived or long-lived dominance or disappointment in this thing. 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 game win streaks and 7 out of 8. They've been common. You got to go all the way back 50 years to the mid-'60s, the last time this thing went win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. I mean, it's been a series full of that. But I was thinking this morning on the drive in, Florida had both Steve Spurrier and Brandon Spikes address the team this week. I wasn't really thinking about their impact per se, but I just started thinking about this the whole notion of motivation, right? And listen, if there weren't value in having special folks come in and address your team? Because we see it on all levels of sports, right? NFL training camps are just chock full of either celebrities or athletes from other sports or former coaches or players, right? We get that all the time. Spurrier's message was pretty short and sharp, at least according to linebacker Shamar James. Beat the dogs is what he told him. So my question is, was that not the plan all along? And the motivation of Coach Spurrier addressing you in the locker room, how long does that last once that opening kick goes in the air, you think? I always wonder that about motivation in general and locker room talk. It seems like the locker room talk and the bulletin board material, it only comes up when the team that was the subject of it wins the game. But I'm guessing probably 90% of the time, the one providing the bulletin board fodder comes through and wins the game anyway. And you certainly call on any and everyone to stress the importance, but at the end of the day, you better build a football team in the professional or a football roster in college football that understands the importance no matter where we go to for a reminder, whether it's the week of preseason or any other way. And often the motivation seems to go more wrong than it does right, particularly if you start involving props. We reminded you earlier in the week of the old keep chopping wood fiasco here in Jacksonville where punter Chris Hansen, to catch an axe blade. Chris Hansen in to catch an axe blade. Certainly didn't go right. Gosh, we just had an example of it. What just happened? We just had one of these ploys go wrong. What was it? Man, I'm losing my mind. We just talked about earlier in the week. I'm not going to look at the text line yet. I'm going to do a brain exercise. I'm going to try and remember. Oh, I know what it was. It was it was the coach. Was it Texas San Antonio? And he had put rat traps in all the players' lockers as a reminder to, not take the bait.
Don't take the cheese, Saban always says.
Yeah, the rat poison. It's rat poison, right?
Yep.
Well, then one of the players kind of turned the tides, and then he hid one somewhere near the coach's locker or desk or whatnot, and then Coach Jeff Traylor had his finger smashed by the rat trap.
Ouch.
Yeah, ouchie. So, yeah, I mean, certainly the motivational speakers they're a part of sports, aren't they? But you wonder once, don't you have to have a team whose makeup doesn't need a motivational speaker to win? I mean, he's a motivational speaker or a motivational, bulletin board material. Does any of that really matter by the time there's 12 minutes, 41 seconds to go in the first quarter? Right? Once the game gets going, the game plans, the game flow, probably all out the window at that point. The coordinators here in Jacksonville meet the media on Thursdays. So we get to hear from both Press Taylor and Mike Caldwell, and I'll let you do that this hour. A real challenge for the Jaguars offense, I think, revolves around that stat that Dougie P dropped in his press conference on Wednesday, and that is the Steelers, when they get at least 2 interceptions or 3 sacks, haven't lost a game since the beginning of the 2022 season. Now, that's a pretty good stretch of games, no? 17 a year ago. What have we played? 6? I think they've played 6. They've had a bye already. That's 23 games. That's a pretty good pattern of success of a strategy for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Take the ball away, get to the quarterback, win the game every time for the last 24 kickoffs. It's a pretty sturdy plan. I don't think it's a plan you'd like to test if you were the Jags. I think you'd like to go up and first of all, win the turnover battle yourself. Stifle a Pittsburgh running game that has just not gotten going at all. All right? Condolences to all you Najee Harris fantasy football owners, many of whom took him in round 1. Oof, no bueno. They started to run the ball a little bit better last week in an impressive road win against the Rams. But I think the combination of the way Pittsburgh has struggled running it and the way the Jags have been so dominant stopping the run, I think you're going to make them pretty one-dimensional. So you'd like to think of a 5-2 football team on a 4-game win streak with a defense that has been opportunistic. You should be able to take advantage a little bit of Kenny Pickett throwing it around.
How about George Pickens talking smack? You
What
see that?
Well, here we go. Now we're right back full circle. Do you see how I put together? Do you see how I craft the opening of the program, ladies and gentlemen? You're welcome. Tell the audience what Pickens said.
He basically said the Jaguars have a hope defense that they're just trying to block long enough so their corners can maybe defend a little bit down the field, but he just doesn't think the Jaguars defense is all that good.
Well, and that's Pickens. Understand where that's coming from, right? Pickens in the preseason, I don't have the quote in front of me, but I do remember us talking about it, basically said that every cornerback in the league was a joke, including Jalen and any other big name that you want to bring in. He can't wait to burn him to a crisp, something to that effect. And you know what? He's a good player. I look, Deontay Johnson and George Pickens are good receivers. If it was Trevor throwing him the ball, we'd have some troubles. This is why NFL teams don't get better; they get better quarterbacks. What would the spread be if the Jaguars quarterback was Kenny Pickett and the Steelers quarterback was Trevor Lawrence? Jaguars are what, a 2-point favorite in the game? They've kind of bounced between 1.5 and a 2.5 point favorite. Let's call it 2. Jags are a 2-point favorite in the game. If Kenny Pickett were the quarterback of the Jags and Trevor Lawrence were the quarterback of the Steelers, what would the line be? Steelers -6? 4.5? I don't know. See the Friday 5-pack.
Jags are 2.5 officially.
Yeah, 2.5. I bet you if it was Pickett quarterback in the Jags, first of all, they probably wouldn't be 5-2, honestly. The Steelers, no matter the record, if it was Trevor Lawrence over there and Kenny Pickett over here, the Jags would not be a 2.5 point favorite. I promise you. And they probably wouldn't win the game this weekend in Pittsburgh, which I am suspecting they will do. But you're going to hear from the coordinators as they address some of the issues that we just talked about. Defensively, everyone's coming to the defense of Trayvon Walker. That's fine. It has to be backed up by Walker showing us on the field. Man, listen, it's not hard to follow a football game and see who's catching your eye. You know who it is? The guy making plays and catching your eye. So, look, I am not going to argue and call coaches liars who say Trayvon is doing things you may not notice. He must be, because we're not noticing anything. And that doesn't mean that, I'm sure they would say the same thing if we were putting the same scrutiny on Roy Robertson Harris. Haven't heard his name called a ton, have we? Gibby, have you heard Roy Robertson Harris's name called much?
No.
Doesn't have a sack. Doesn't mean getting a lot of snaps. The defense is playing well. The run game is being stifled. So, yeah, I suppose these guys are doing some things. And that's terrific. At the end of the day, Trayvon Walker will fairly be judged by how often he gets to the quarterback. And the reason that's a fair judgment is because it would be no different than drafting a wide receiver and constantly explaining how he's impacting the game even though he only had 36 catches this year. That's what this is. A rush end is supposed to get to the quarterback. If he does, look, I can have Laviska Shenault and be a great blocker. There's a lot of other things going to every football player's position. I don't mean to be a dead horse here, but Mike Caldwell will talk about Trayvon, and so I just am greasing the wheel there just a little bit. Sometimes the debuts are just Hollywood. Sometimes maybe the athlete who fought the good fight with the team that drafted him tried with all his might to get a roster around him that he could contend and compete, and he could cut down the nets like the Kawhis and LeBrons and Durant's and Steph's have been able to do because he feels like he is just as good as them. He is just caught in what ultimately ended up being an unwinnable position. Y'all know who I'm talking about? I'm talking about Damian Lillard, who played his entire career with the Portland Trail Blazers. Was a good soldier, man. Now, hinted here and there to try and get him out, but never made a scene, never rocked the boat to the point that it took on water. I think took the Blazers maybe to one Western Conference Finals, but just an unbelievable player who was playing under the cloak of Portland, Oregon. Right? The games are at 10:30 at night in a dark arena and on what usually is not a super winning team. You just don't see Portland much. There's probably not a complete understanding of what Dame Lillard is. Dame Lillard is Steph Curry good. Just has no hardware. in large part because where he's played. Well, lo and behold, he joined the Milwaukee Bucks this offseason, and now Lillard has already turned probably early 30s. He debuted last night with 39, including the big buckets in winning time as the Bucks beat the 76ers. This is what the NBA is really all about until we get to the end of the year in the postseason. It's not about the standings. It's not about the Bucks beating the Sixers. It's not about the Lakers beating the Suns last night. It's about the actors. You know, each night it's about, you know, last night it's not about the Bucks getting a nice home win over the Sixers to start the year. That's not. It's about Damian Lillard joining the Bucks, scoring 39 last night. 4th highest debut, by the way, ever in NBA history. And really, the story of the Lakers win wasn't about the Lakers beating a Suns team that many, you know, suspect could be the titleist this year. You know, it's Kevin Durant who put in 39 last night against LeBron James, who, by the way, remember that 29-minute limit they were going to keep? Remember the Lakers were saying that? I don't know. I was way back, like, oh, yeah, yesterday. 35 minutes for LeBron last night in a game that came down the wire. The Lakers outscored the Suns by 17. But, again, it's not about the Lakers and the Suns, man. It's about LeBron playing the more minutes. It's about Anthony Davis going for 30 and 12. It's about KD having 39 last night at whatever arena it is now. Crypto? Is that what they are? But that is the NBA, and I don't mean to get off course too much. I really just wanted to reference what Dame Lillard did last night. The Bucks won by a point. He had all the big buckets. He had 39, and by midseason, there are going to be more people aware. Although there's a part of me that feels the NBA has almost become a niche sport. Do you watch the NBA at all, Gibby?
No, I don't.
Not at all. Do you watch any of the playoffs? Anything? I mean, you're aware, or is the NBA to you like hockey is to me? You may see 20 minutes of it all year long.
Yeah, that's the way it is.
And I get
for me.
it. And there's nothing wrong with that. I got no criticism of it. I do miss the days, though, where the professional sports, all three, grabbed the entire nation's attention.
I'll watch this Wembanyama guy.
Sure, yeah, I hear you.
I mean, he looks like an alien.
Again, that's NBA.
Right.
It's about the actors. It's not about the movie. Much as we go to the movies, in large part, many do, to see an actor that they like, until we get to the end, until we get to the Oscars, which are the NBA playoffs. It's more about the individuals that you search out and see or watch on television or anything else. Let's talk to Captain Kevin Favor. Let's hear from the Jaguars coordinators. And let's get this Friday rolling. It's a GFL Friday, brought to you by Green for Life. Trust them for all your commercial roll-off needs. Our phone number, direct here into the 1010XL studios, 641-1010. That's all the text. That's also the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. And this is super old school now. You can write us a letter. What's the address here, Gibby?
9117 Hogan.
9117 Hogan Road. Send us a letter sometime. This is the drill.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
You know, we're juiced up. We have the right mentality with the right energy.
That ball is picked off by Foye Oluokun.
Foye's a baller. He's a leader, great teammate.
Foye Oluokun brought back the deflected interception for the score.
He's one of the best linebackers I've ever played with.
The Jags take over on down at their own 6-yard line.
Whenever it's crunch time and we need to make a play, we're going to make it for our team to get it win.
Next up, Pittsburgh.
Gritty, not pretty. That's what I'm saying. We just play together.
Jaguars Steelers, Sunday at 1 on the home of the Jaguars, 1010XL.
Let me get this thing unwrapped here. Duval!
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Dailies Dash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, you know, like me. I'm sure there's a Dailies Dash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course,
oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Dailies Dash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Dailies Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Unleash automotive excellence at Osteen Volkswagen of Jacksonville. Osteen Volkswagen is not just about cars, it's 27 years of family-owned operation and community. Visit Osteen Volkswagen today on Phillips Highway and at osteenvw.com.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dreamfinders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, we're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dreamfinders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit DreamfindersHomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
Pastor Joby Martin here with the Church of 1122. We are honored once again to partner with the Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Florida for the Great Futures Weekend, which includes golf and Mackenzie's 5K run at the esteemed TPC Stadium course. Help us continue to honor Mackenzie Wilson's legacy. That's Friday and Saturday, November 17th and 18th. You can golf or you can run. It'll be a great time. Additional info at MackenzieRun.org. Proceeds go to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Northeast Florida.
If you found 100 on the ground, you wouldn't walk right past it now, would you? So why are you passing up on cash and winners each weekend? It's your main man, ET, here with MyBookie. And let me tell you, MyBookie has the biggest online selection of odds and contests to fill your sports betting needs. Anytime, anywhere. So you can turn that sports knowledge into straight cash, homie. Bet on the NFL, MLB playoffs, or play for a share of the big cash prizes in the weekly blackjack tournament. If you've been waiting on the right time to get in on the action, well, the right time is now. Make your winning move today. Sign up at MyBookie.com and use promo code 1010XL to claim that deposit match redeemable for up to $1,000. Again, that's promo code 1010XL to claim that bonus. Experience the thrill of sports betting right from the comfort of your own home. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Come on, somebody.
Can't go inside your home team's locker room, so Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline goes there for you.
Work on three, 1, 2, 3.
Hayes Carline here. Find my blog at 1010XL.com.
Brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing, where quality and experience count.
The YMCA provides after-school care programs for kindergartners through middle school at over 40 sites across the First Coast. Our programs focus on safety, health, social, and emotional growth and academic enhancement. At the Y, your child can build self-reliance, get help with schoolwork, explore new talents, and develop healthy relationships with others, all in a safe, nurturing environment. Plus, financial assistance is available. Learn more at fcymca.org.
If your lawn is not as green as you'd like, it's time to go orange by calling Orange Environmental Services, Jacksonville's highest quality pest control for over 45 years. Frank Frangie here. I've trusted Orange Environmental to take care of our home's pest control needs for years. With the Orange Shield Protection Plan for your home or office, you can relax knowing Orange Environmental will handle pest control, termite control, and mosquito control. Orange Environmental has been giving Northeast Florida peace of mind from bug problems since 1972. Call them today at 272-3284.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. Let's ring up another guest on the All-Pro Roofing phone line. Now, Captain Kevin Favors Fishing Report. Brought to you by Tire Outlet, wholesale prices, premium service on 1010XL.
All right, let's bring the captain, my captain. Listen, to a fault, I think we can all agree I'm a pretty straight shooter around here, okay? I own it. I never got surf fishing last week, Kev. I had stuff going on, right?
Yeah,
right? But I heard, I got the spies started texting me that they're just killing the pompano and the bull whiting. Is that still happening?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah. Tomorrow, your boy here is going to have a cooler full. That's some straight shooting. Put that in the books.
This is going to be a better weekend than last weekend.
Nice.
And the reason is of the tide. You've got an 8 o'clock high tide.
Oh,
so
dirty.
You need to be down there at crack of dawn.
Yeah. And for sure. Just the way I like it.
And seriously, all you got to do is fish, 3 or 4 hours, and it should be epic. It should be really good.
Okay.
Yep.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
so,
Is that carrying over, weather and otherwise, to the other fisheries, the real ones.
Yeah, the real ones.
Leave us brim fishermen alone, and now you go tell me what's going on.
No. So the water temperatures, right at that perfect 71, 72 degrees. The inshore fishing has just been fantastic. This is the time of year that literally, let's just say you have 2-3 guys, they're like, they want to do a 4-hour trip inshore. You got to buy 10 dozen shrimp. I mean, and now you're catching a lot of juvenile fish.
Mm-hmm.
You're catching a lot of rat reds, a lot of undersized drum. But the action and you normally come back with 7, 8, 9 good keeper fish. You'll catch 2 or 3 nice reds. But the drum bite has been fantastic, and the drum bite is always it's cyclical.
Mm-hmm.
It's none this year. And it's really good. And there's a lot of fisheries that are that way. But this is the year of the drum.
Wow.
So if I'm going to go do that in the morning, I'm thinking, okay, I got a high tide. I am definitely fishing docks, fishing jetties, places like that. Creek fishing is not going to be very good.
And that's live and that's live shrimp?
Yeah, it's live shrimp.
Yep.
And here's one thing, just a real quick tip about drum fishing. Break your bait in half.
Oh, okay.
And or a small shrimp. They won't eat a big shrimp. They're what we call mealy mouth biters.
Mm-hmm.
They just kind of chew on it.
Okay.
And you got to be really patient with them. But probably some of the finest eating that we have around here inshore. I would much rather eat a black drum than a red drum.
You can catch those in the surf, too. I wonder if they're in the surf now.
Hell yeah, you catch them in the surf.
Yeah, I've caught them there in the summertime. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. And they're always really different when they come out of the surf. They don't have that pronounced black stripe on them.
Huh.
Like they do in the intercoastal in that dark water.
Yeah.
So I absolutely.
I'm not sure I've eaten drum.
Oh,
I'm sure I have.
Awesome. I mean, like really, really good. Top. Well, it's definitely top 3 inshore.
Okay.
I don't know that there's anything that I would rather eat besides a sheep's head inshore, to be honest with you.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, it's going to be
a good time of year. It's a good time of year. The weather's nice. The
and,
fishing's good. Yeah.
Yeah. And just a quick offshore. There's not much wind. They're calling for northeast 5 to 10, which is perfect for surf fishing again. But they're calling for quite a big sea. 4 to 6 feet. But they're also saying 13 seconds apart. So that's just going to be one of those things that it's your call. I think the bigger boats are going to go because they are starting to wahoo fish, and they are catching some wahoo and some blackfin tuna and stuff. But, for the smaller boats, I think it's definitely going to be inshore stuff.
All right, well, it sounds terrific. Again, it's a great time of year. Probably a good little 3-week period here where it's really going to be popping. And outdoor show tomorrow?
Outdoor show tomorrow. We'll all be there, Loggeman and Captain Kirk, so It should be fun.
Gang's all here, and you guys can enjoy that tomorrow morning. Kev, appreciate it, my man. Have a great weekend.
All right, buddy. You too.
Yeah, there he goes. Captain Kevin Favor. Just give me a wave tomorrow. That'll be me knee-deep in the surf, relaxed, thinking about nothing, Gibby. Watching the sun rise over the Atlantic Ocean. That's a little bliss right there, boys.
That sounds great.
I've been there, done that. We'll be there. We'll do that. Tomorrow morning, this time, I got to kill some time before that game, bro.
I was going to say, is that how you get ready?
Yeah, that's how I get ready. I go do that from 6:30 to 10:30. Now we're good to go, man. You got to understand, Gibbs. Here's what happens with me, okay? Your boy here gets up at an ungodly, stupid hour, even on the weekend, because I get up so early so I'll sleep in on the weekend till 4:45.
You get up at what, 3?
3:30.
3:30, well.
Yeah, and it's fine. That's really not, I know it sounds, listen, I'm talking to the right audience at least right now.
That's right.
The 6 o'clockers up and going. There's tons of them are getting up at 4 or 5.
They're up with you.
Yeah, 3:30 doesn't sound so outrageous to them. But, man, you see somebody, right? Hey, some of you 6 o'clockers out there right now, you're getting up as early as I do. And you got buddies or clients, and it'll come up at times. Well, what time do you have to get up? And, man, they look at you like you're an alien when you throw a 3 at the beginning of it. And I get it. I've worked out, I did TV for so long, Gibby. I get off at midnight. We go out to somewhere until closing time. I spent half my life staying up later than I now get up. Go figure. We were talking about motivation a little bit earlier, and Gibby, the Pittsburgh area is trying to gain motivation. Do you have that comment from Trevor Lawrence?
Well, so, yeah, I'll grab it here in just a second, but it was really kind of a oh, by the way, somebody asked him if he remembers the terrible towels because, Trevor's a young guy. What is Trevor, 23, 24?
And by the way, he was complimentary. He wasn't being I didn't think he was demeaning the terrible towel in any way.
No, of course not. And he was just basically saying he's looking forward to playing in Pittsburgh and of course he knows what those little yellow towels are. And then the Steeler
and
media.
By the way, hey Steeler Nation, you get out of your butthurt feelings, but for the record, the terrible towel is, you ready? Wait for it. Checks notes. A little yellow towel.
Exactly.
I mean, it's what it is.
Literally what it is.
And so the Pittsburgh, first the media, and then the blogs got a hold of it. Now the fans are all riled up because Trevor Lawrence, I guess, didn't bow at the altar of the little yellow towel. Because this just in, Steeler fan, even if you're listening right now, and I love you, it's a little yellow towel. That's what it is. What do you want him to say? By the way, I listened to the entire press conference from Trevor Lawrence. He was very complimentary and the Jags have been. So is Doug Peterson, and it's real. They've got a respect for Pittsburgh, for the building, for the fans. So y'all stir again. Let me know how long this lasts once the ball's in the air. 1:00 on Sunday. Find whatever you want. It's part of the fun of sports. It's taking offense. We know that here, right? Little Jaguars always overlook us. We've had 3 announcers in big games in the last year that the entire fan base the next day here on the text line complained how they were rooting for the other team or how unexcited they were for Jacksonville to do good. Al Michaels has dropped that kind of performance on us a couple of times. Everybody listening to the radio right now thinks Rich Eisen is a Buffalo Bills fan. You know what I'm saying. Speaking of the Bills, something wrong with them. We'll get to that in a football fix. First, though, let's go to Mike Caldwell. Mike Caldwell met the media yesterday. He's the Jaguars defensive coordinator, and stock up, right? Last year, he was in that role for the first time. The defense struggled at times. He's pushing the right buttons. He's got a defense playing, more than good. Look, first 3 quarters, they're as good as anyone in the league. Now, it seems kind of logical to me with having leads in many of these fourth quarters that, teams are ramping up, revving up, and you're going to give up more in the fourth than the others. If you're winning games, that stat doesn't bother me so much. Like if your defense is dominant for 3 quarters and then they're 25th in the league in the fourth quarter, that only concerns me if they're losing the game, which they did last year. You forget how many times in Trevor's first 2 years he had a fourth quarter comeback, and then the other team came back and won the game. So, give this defense credit. Trayvon Walker, again, they're staying the court. What does he have, 2.5 sacks? Just 3.5 a year ago. We're looking for a cat with 15, right? That's what number 1 picks do. But it's not like he has been completely unproductive. No one is saying that. He's coming off his worst game as a pro probably in New Orleans. And that in addition to the trade deadline, is leading to a lot more chatter right now. The Jags hear it. Here's Mike Caldwell.
That's the thing that really goes unnoticed. If you're an outsider rush here, the only thing that you worry about is sacks, but we focus on stopping the run here, and he does a great job of handling tight ends, handling tackles, and squeezing off gaps, so it enables us to play the defense we want to play.
That's important, and if that's a big part of leading to stopping the run, I believe him because they're stopping the run, and the 44 is on the field all the time, so that ultimately, there's your answer. But again, it's this re-shifting. Somehow the Jaguars have a different value on an ever-important stat than every other team in the league because this just in, you stop the run so that you can put them in what? A passing situation. So you can do what? Harass them. Wreak havoc. Turn them over. Sack them. That's called down and distance. The second best play you can have as a defense, besides taking it away.
Yet the discouraging part about Trayvon, too, is that he's faced a bunch of backup tackles here lately.
For sure. And again, for the only stat that we are looking at, and that's fair, the Jags are looking at a lot more out of how their defense is performing, whether they're winning games, and what their personnel is doing. Whether it's, Trayvon Walker or Adam Gotsis. He says they've been preaching stopping the run. You heard a little bit of that in that comment on Trayvon Walker. This is the defense that is going on the foundation that they need to control the line of scrimmage, and Mike Caldwell so far says, job well done. It's also a unit that's not being penalized. We're seeing Foye Oluokun and Devin Lloyd become one of the NFL's best linebacking duos. Lloyd, everyone continues to rave about how he is performing here in year 2, so that's been great news, and I would assume feeds into why we've seen the success on the defensive side of the ball. And as the architect of the defense, how would he judge the pass rush right now? A pass rush that through 7 games has picked up only 13 sacks.
Kind of hard, but at the end of the day, we play with who we have. And we have this next man up mentality, and the guys that have filled in for D-Ham when he's been gone, they've done a good job. And now that he's back, we'll continue to, work on pass rush. And it all goes together. Inside guy can have a great rush, outside guy can come inside and quarterback escapes. Or quarterback steps up and there's no push. So they all work together, and we're working to rush the passer as one.
You heard he mention Devon Hamilton, who, had to get put on IR earlier this year. He has already spoken how eager he is to return. He's in that window to return. He's been practicing in full. Wouldn't be a shock if Devon Hamilton returned this week against Pittsburgh. We shall wait and see. Our old buddy Jalen Ramsey's return could be this week. That news and more in a football fix. A football fix that included ball in the air with the Buffalo Bills at home against the Bucs with a chance to lose. Tell you how that fell if you weren't up and watching or haven't searched out that score yet. All that and more when we return. It's a GFL Friday on The Drill.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 1010XL. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
And it's being brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. NFL football, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers dropped to 3-4, losing at Buffalo last night by a 24-18 score. Looking at the odds to win the NFC South, the Falcons are the favorite. They pay out at -105 to win the division. The Saints now have the second best odds at +175. Then you have the Buccaneers at +420, and the Panthers are paying out at +5,500. NFL football coming up on Sunday. The 5-2 Miami Dolphins play host to the 2-5 Patriots. Miami a 9.5-point favorite, over/under at 47, and the Jaguars are in Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Jacksonville favored by 2.5, the over/under at 41. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley. This has been your action update on 1010XL.
Are spooky plumbing problems haunting your home this Halloween? Don't be scared. Call Duck Duck Rooter, your ghost-busting plumbing heroes.
Hi there, I'm Brian, your friendly plumber. Is your toilet making ghostly groans, or is your sink dripping like a vampire's fangs?
Don't let plumbing problems give you the heebie-jeebies. Call Duck Duck Rooter at 904-862-6769 and chase those spooky issues away.
Duck Duck Rooter, because even plumbing nightmares deserve a happy ending. Quacktastic service guaranteed.
Brackish Vodka, a Jacksonville-produced and distilled gluten-free corn-based vodka. This is the smoothest vodka you'll ever have. And because it's mineral salt filtered after being distilled 5 times, you'll get the smoothest vodka on the market. And it's made right here in Duval County. When you drink this gluten-free Brackish Vodka, you're supporting a local business and not just some business based out of Texas. Taste why 9 out of 10 people pick Brackish Vodka in the blind taste test. Drink like a local, drink like your boy. Drink Brackish Vodka. Come on, somebody.
Hi, this is Dale Murray from South Georgia to Central Florida and coast to coast. The Murray Ford Superstores are still putting the customers first and cranking out the deals those big city dealers can't touch. It's no wonder everybody's driving to Murray Ford Superstore to purchase their new vehicle. It's simple. If Murray Ford Superstores doesn't have it, the manufacturer doesn't build it. Plus, you get a 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified new and pre-owned vehicle. Shazam! Holy Jesus Aruba, Batman, how do we do it? There's no reason for your purchase to take all day, running around with those big city dealers and being flim-flammed with those big city prices. Nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. And we'll trade anything from aluminum cans to minivans. Be American, buy Murray Ford Superstore. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray, in Stark or Kingsland. I'll be waiting for you. And remember, at any Murray Superstore, it's all about you. Shazam!
Class action lawsuit forming if you tore your ACL while wearing cleats on grass or artificial turf. You may be entitled to a large financial compensation. Call 1-800-399-1111. That's 1-800-399-1111.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
If you weren't on the radio, I wouldn't have a radio.
When you hear a great guest on 1010XL, tell your friends they can catch the replay on demand.
It's all at 1010XL.com.
Brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Win cash prizes at UnderdogFantasy.com.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists is holding their annual Bumps and Bruises clinics every Saturday morning through early November. These injury evaluations are absolutely free and open to every school and athletic program. So see us this Saturday morning at 3 North Florida locations from 9 to 10. The Brooks Center for Sports Therapy inside the YMCA. Preferred Physical Therapy, Fleming Island. And at Atlas Physical Therapy in St. Johns County.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Pre-Game Friday is brought to you by MyBookie
and Dream Finders Homes on 1010XL.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here. Football season's in full throttle, and you still haven't tried Underdog Fantasy's Pick'em game yet? Underdog just extended a $500 new sign-up match, so now's the time. Here's how the game works. You pick between 2 to 5 players, select whether they'll go higher or lower on one of their stats, then do what you usually spend game day doing, watching football. You can win up to 20 times your money in a single game by going 5 for 5. It's a fantasy game, but you can win real cash. So head to Underdog Fantasy's easy-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with promo code 1010XL, and right now you'll get your first deposit matched up to $500. Remember, that's Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code 1010XL. Underdog now matching sign-up deposits up to $500. That offer won't last forever. So use promo code 1010XL. You do have to be 18 or older and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit ncbgambling.org.
Here's another classic Florida-Georgia moment on 1010XL. Brought to you by Island Oaks RV Resort.
November 5th, 1985, Gator Bowl in Jacksonville, Georgia versus Florida. For the first time in their history, the Gators are ranked number 1 in the nation.
To the fullback and driving. Henderson 5, 10, 15, 20, 76 yards.
Georgia fans stormed the field after the upset, thrilled at the Dogs' first ever win over a number 1 ranked team on a Gator Bowl afternoon. No Bulldog will ever forget.
How many points are there on the Statue of Liberty? The answer coming up.
If you haven't stayed on top of your coverage responsibilities for your family's home, you really should review it annually. Renew with confidence or call us and let Southern Oak answer your questions. We'll save you money.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
There are 7 points on the crown of the Statue of Liberty, referencing all 7 continents.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
For honest and reliable automotive care at your convenience, visit any Famous Automotive or Famous Quick Lube. With 20 locations open 7 days a week, they also offer fleet accounts for your business. Visit any Famous Automotive and Famous Quick Lube.
Here's another classic Florida-Georgia moment on 1010XL. Brought to you by Woody's Barbecue. Serving it up low and slow for over 40 years. Let's eat.
3rd down 8 from the 3.5-yard line. To say conservative, and then on it's McKeel. 96-yard touchdown pass. Kerwin Bell goes to Ricky McKeel.
Hey, Jacks fans. We're heading into Week 10, and this team isn't slowing down.
How good is that?
Be at Everbank Stadium as the Jaguars kick off the second half of their home schedule against the San Francisco 49ers Sunday, November 12th. We'll be celebrating homecoming with appearances from various Jaguars legends, and you won't want to miss out. Kickoff is set for 1 p.m., and tickets are going fast, so visit jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000 to secure your seat at the bank.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville.
Too young to know what a terrible towel is?
No, I know what they are. The little yellow towels they sling around.
I mean, come on, man. Yeah, I know what they are, those little yellow towels.
Let's just take that and run with it.
That's what you need, Pittsburgh? All right, we're 7 games in. We have a short sample size to determine if we want to make a long-term buy, okay? That sample size last year for Evan Ingram brought all kinds of production and results and ultimately a long-term contract. I don't think this is what any of us expected. Halfway point, where did you think Calvin Ridley would be receiving yards?
Gosh, I mean,
top 20?
I was going to say like 500-600 yards if you're.
But just where would he rank?
Oh, top 20 for sure.
Yeah, right. Top 10, top 20 is what the expectation was.
Especially after that training camp he had.
All right. What about catches, your receptions? And I use these stats because I don't know. They're the stats that we use to measure how good receivers are, catches and yards.
At least top 15.
All right. So we listen, and I think to be honest with you, if we could go back, I think we would expect more even than top 20 when it comes to receiving yards. I mean, Ridley himself, right, talked about what number did he throw out there? 1,800,
yeah,
16?
I think he's something like that.
Yeah, right. Throw out big. I am him. Touchdown catches, same, right? We expect, like, minimum, we think Calvin Ridley would be a top 15 receiver, right? Is there any other way to judge receivers than production? I don't believe that there is. Well, right now, through 7 games, with 368 receiving yards, Calvin Ridley is 40th in the NFL. With 27 total receptions, Calvin Ridley is 47th in the NFL in catches. And with 2 receiving touchdowns, Agent Zero is tied for 34th. It's just not what we've expected, Press Taylor.
We certainly need to figure out ways to get him the ball. I mean, that's a big part of it. I mean, Calvin is a great player and deserves touches and changes the game when he gets touches. But at the same time, you're taking something away to give something up. So we want to do the right thing and just go where we're supposed to go with the football based on whatever they're allowing us. And maybe it's you're getting into shell looks, there's a lighter box, we have the ability to run the ball. You're getting into bracket looks and somebody else has a good man matchup, and we can work that way. But there's certain things that we want to be able to do to allow Calvin to have an impact with the ball in his hand. He impacts the game the second he steps on the field. So whether we're getting him the ball or not, defenses are certainly aware. You see defenses have certain plans for him in different situations, but he's somebody that we feel needs the ball.
Man, we must have the most highly visible, highly talented, highly paid decoys in NFL history. And I got 2 important players on both sides of the ball. Coaches tell me how impactful they are, even when they're not. And that would be Calvin Ridley and Trayvon Walker. Fire the band, Gibby. We got a football fix. It's brought to you by Allstate agent Mandy Bowers in Mandarin and now Orange Park, 2 great locations. Same great dream team. You know when you find out about your insurance agent? When something goes wrong. I mean, they'll all go check the mailbox when those premiums come in. Who is working for you when you need them? A lot of them disappear. Mandy and her team won't. Find out about bundling, changing insurance needs, life insurance, and more with just a quick call to either of the 2 locations. There's something wrong with the Bills, man. Shout out Buffalo Tom at the game last night. Midfield, upper deck, that's my boy. Blue collar, Bills Mafia. At least he goes home happy, but I'm sorry, Bills fan. You're looking at Carnival House mirrors as we sit here right now. If the playoffs started today, the Bills have no shot of being a Super Bowl champion. I mean, they barely beat the bad teams. They're losing to the good ones. Not all of them, but they have been, especially these last 4 weeks. And I know things can turn around and they can change. Let's not forget what the Jags did to the Bills in London despite the victory. They lost the heart and soul of their defense, injured, Matt Milano. Daquan Jones, very important member. Von Miller has not gotten back up to speed, so there's your defense, although it is playing pretty good. But the Bucs aren't good, man. And last night, if Chris Godwin turns around on a Hail Mary just a second sooner, the Bills would have lost 25-24. It came down to a final pass from about midfield. Baker let it go. It landed in the end zone and literally didn't hit anyone, just landed in the end zone, hit the turf. And, boy, if you slow down the film and you look at it, Godwin turned one way. Had he turned the other a second earlier, it would have hit him right in the belly. Now, is that a likely play? No, the Bills are 5-3, but they just don't look at all like the strong contender that we thought he would be. Tyreek Hill's assault on the record books will continue. Says he's all good and he'll play against the Pats. Believable. He was bothered by a hip injury, was the word on the injury report earlier this week. Dalvin Cook, frustrated, not getting the opportunities with the Jets that he thought he would. He wants his agent now and the Jets to talk about a trade. I think he's killed his value. I do. I think he's killed his value. The Vikings got rid of him, and he's joined the Jets. He's not doing a thing. Nothing.
That's Breece Hall's team now.
Yeah, 100%. Jimmy Garoppolo, they say now, is back on track to start. The Raiders have a Monday nighter against the Lions. Deshaun Watson is getting testy. Memo to Deshaun, probably not the best look for you. You probably want to at least have a I give a care persona, because you walk around with an I don't give a care persona, and it's off-putting. And the media and the legal system and a bunch of young girls, they didn't do anything to you, Deshaun. You did to you. And we're past where your butthurt feelings lie on all of those charges. We're past all that. Now it's about the money you took to be the quarterback of the Browns and you not having the manhood to stand up, meet the media, and at least look like you give a care and want to play. That's a football fix. You're welcome. Brought to you by Allstate agent Mandy Bowers. Hick and Arrival, more come your way next. We are up and rolling. It's a GFL Friday. That's Green for Life.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Are you Jacksonville's smartest fan? Yes. Pick the winners and be a winner. Yeah! You could win a barbecue feast from ABBQ. Brought to you by MyBookie and J. David Tax Law. You pick 'em at 1010XL.com.
Key Buick GMC. Save up to $6,500 on new Buicks to combine big savings with a low APR to fit any budget. Like 1.9% APR financing for 36 months, 4.1% for 60 months, or 5.04% for up to 72 months. Also, right now, enjoy no payment on new Buicks until 2024. Whenever you buy a brand new Key Buick GMC, it always comes with the lifetime powertrain warranty. Across the street from Tinseltown, Southside and Gate.
If you found 100 on the ground, you wouldn't walk right past it now, would you? So why are you passing up on cash and winners each weekend? It's your main man, E.T. here with MyBookie. And let me tell you, MyBookie has the biggest online selection of odds and contests to fill your sports betting needs. Anytime, anywhere. So you can turn that sports knowledge into straight cash, homie. Bet on the NFL, MLB playoffs, or play for a share of the big cash prizes in the weekly blackjack tournament. If you've been waiting on the right time to get in on the action, well, the right time is now. Make your winning move today. Sign up at MyBookie.com and use promo code 1010XL to claim that deposit match redeemable for up to $1,000. Again, that's promo code 1010XL to claim that bonus. Experience the thrill of sports betting right from the comfort of your own home. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Come on, somebody.
Welcome to Otterson Wealth Advisors of Raymond James, your local resource for financial know-how. The entire team is a symphony of knowledge, working harmoniously to orchestrate your financial dreams into reality. Experience the Otterson Wealth Advisors Advantage, where our expertise, empathy, and precision converge to craft a roadmap to your financial triumph. Visit OttersonAdvisors.com and let us turn your aspirations into achievements. Otterson Wealth Advisors, your goals, our expertise. Raymond James Associates, Inc., member New York Stock Exchange, SIPC.
Mia here, and I'm on the Brackish vodka train too. Brackish has some exciting news for all you fans out there, as they've just introduced 2 new incredible flavors that are sure to elevate your experience. Get ready to meet espresso and elderflower. First up, espresso. Made with rich Cuban coffee and a touch of chocolate confessions, it's not too sweet and perfectly balanced. Just like your favorite plays on the field. Drink like a local. Drink Brackish Vodka, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
It's a scary time of year, especially for North Florida jewelry stores. It's the time when Beard's Diamonds offers its incredible buy one, get one on wedding band sale.
But hurry, these savings will absolutely end on Halloween.
At Beard's Diamonds.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Life's not complete without music. Friday, November 10th, 8 p.m. at Players Grill Mandarin, Julia Gulia takes the stage with unforgettable performances from the 90s, 2000s, and originals. It's not your average cover band. Players Grill Mandarin, where the neighborhood meets.
Hey, this is Stevie Beechurst of Beechurst Plumbing. Growing up in Jacksonville, I was always proud when my dad would point at a building and say, I did the plumbing for that. That's the same kind of pride we instill in every plumber here at Beechurst Plumbing. And that's the kind of pride you can expect when you hire Beechurst Plumbing for your home or business. Right now, we're doing fall specials to get your project going. To find out how we can help you, visit BeechurstPlumbing.com. BETROS Plumbing.com. Beechurst Plumbing, here to help.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
So I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 5-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $30,000 a year, and right now graduate making over $80,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition and no student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted into the program, your only costs are the books and the course fees, around $700 a year.
Wow, that sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by November 2nd.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Are you afraid to buy your next car? Well, have no fear, because Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet offer Beaver's not-so-scary pricing. There's no monsters popping up in your rearview mirror with Beaver's peace of mind warranties. Check out thousands of vehicles for sale online and get answers to all your questions with no tricks and all the treats. I promise our team will take away all those fears. Just come see Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville for Beaver's not-so-scary pricing.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Florida and Georgia will resume their rivalry tomorrow. Gator head coach Billy Napier knows the #1 Bulldogs will present a formidable challenge.
Talented at every position. It's a deep team. They've got a very capable group.
The Seminoles extended their winning streak to 13 games, the longest active streak in the ACC. During its streak, Florida State has outscored its opponents 544 to 239, which is a mental team goal for head coach Mike Norvell.
You want to be as efficient and productive in all situations, throughout the game. We've got to be able to have that as a mentality. And look, we're going to go get it.
Although All-American tight end Brock Bowers will be out, the Bulldog tight ends are still threats, something Gator linebacker Shamar James is ready for.
We worked on that countless amount of times through the summer, through the spring, also during this season, so hopefully I got a lot better since last year.
At your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, I'm Sam Nelson.
66 degrees at 7:04. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. Ladies and gents, please put your hands together as Dan Hicken enters the studio.
It's Friday,
You know it! Yes, sir! I need a little emotion, please. Hey! Ho! Hey ho!
You know, you've done that so many times that Friday is wearing one of those Florida-Georgia jerseys where half is red and the other half is blue, and on the back, on the red side, it says hey, and on the blue side, it says ho.
Go
What have you
figure.
done, dude?
Well, that's who she is. And that's what she represents. She's Sweet Friday.
Hey ho.
And she's here. Hey ho,
Yeah, well,
Friday.
she's here.
I'm all
It's a
for
Football
it.
Friday.
Yeah, she comes in
She's
Football
here
Friday.
and you're all for it. I got you.
It's just so happy and
joyful.
Joyful. It's what we need
What
around
beautiful
here.
weather we're having, huh, friend?
Should be.
Yeah.
Should be good,
Gorgeous.
man. Should be nice here this
Had
weekend.
some ugly ones. My favorite of all of them was the time that the entire parking lot flooded and we literally walked into the game up to our knees. I caught a terrible flu out of that.
It was the Anthony Law timeout game, I
Yeah,
believe.
it was the timeout game. But back in the old days of the Gator Bowl where the parking lot wouldn't
Didn't
drain.
drain well.
Like you parked in the media lot and there was like, I'm not talking about, well, you could take a non-lazy route and walk around 10 miles to get in. You could not get in dry and like literally up to your knees almost.
I mean, the field was a quagmire.
Gosh, it was ugly.
And,
Werfel couldn't throw, remember?
Interesting thing from that game is that Eric Zier threw it 65 times that day.
In that rain.
In the
What a
65
that's an undersold famous game.
Yeah.
It seems like it's lost kind of. It was big for a couple years after, but that
Well,
should
it's
be
close,
up.
so we
That
didn't
should
have
be
a
up
lot.
there with 4th and Dumb and Run Lindsey Run,
Yeah.
and right? Shouldn't it? The timeout. Maybe it is.
Maybe
Maybe
it is.
Maybe I'm underestimating it.
Not a lot of upsets in the game, and that was Georgia had a shot at an upset. Georgia, I mean, Florida wasn't great that year. Don't get me
Florida had
wrong.
upset them actually the year before. Georgia was in the top 5. Garrison Hurst was a Heisman candidate. Florida in '92 was struggling. Remember, they had got off to a terribly slow start, and Florida beat them, and did the mocking Heisman, fell to the ground. It's a hateful series.
It's a hateful series.
It is. It
beautiful.
just is.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is. It's beautiful hate. I think if I was going to do the doc, I'd call it a beautiful hate.
Yeah, I very much look forward to another one tomorrow, and I suspect by game's end I won't be as excited, but we shall see. Got to play the game. Florida's chirping a little bit down there. Their players are pumped up, so. But I suspect you're going to get Georgia's best shot. That's one thing I always say about Kirby Smart. He
Yeah, it seems that way.
gets the importance of
Like
the rivalry.
Spurrier was
Yeah.
in Gainesville.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Florida can't afford to get down in this game early. I think they got to show that they can play with them early and at least put some seeds of doubt.
I would agree with that. Yeah, get out of the first quarter 7-7, 10-7, 7-3.
Like Florida fell behind the last time they beat them. It was like, gosh, it might
14
have been 14
nothing, yeah.
or something. And
but Florida was so potent that year.
But they had Trask and
Pitts and Tony
and Tony and a wheel route.
Yeah,
they had a wheel route.
And Pirine was an underrated running back.
Wheel route.
Yeah,
Wheel route.
yeah.
Malik Davis caught a bunch of those.
Yeah.
But they just kept running that thing to death. And they came storming back, took the lead at halftime, pulled away, and kind of won by 2 touchdowns. So, but even though they've scored 79 points the last 2 weeks, so they do have offensive weapons, and they are starting to gel a little bit. They have,
The line's going to have to hold. I think if the line holds up, that Florida will have some success.
Yeah.
Can you hold Georgia under 20? Can you? I don't know.
I don't know.
I think Georgia's running game is getting healthy, too.
Georgia, by the way, the next 4 weeks, who do they face? They got Florida.
They have Ole Miss somewhere.
They got Ole
in there.
Miss. They got Missouri.
Who's
they
better?
got Tennessee.
Yeah, it's harder now than it looked, and that's football, right?
Right.
Any level. The Georgia schedule looked so easy because the whole thing. There's only 2 ranked teams, Ole Miss and Tennessee.
Yeah.
Well, now you get here to the end. Florida's better. It's certainly not an overcomable challenge for Georgia, but Florida's a bigger challenge than they looked in the preseason. And I would say the other 3 all are as well. I think Missouri, Ole Miss, and Tennessee are all a little bit more of a challenge than we thought they were in the preseason. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
They're all a little bit better than we thought.
I
Missouri
think-
much better.
Yeah, I think Missouri's very capable of. If Missouri, remember, was toe-to-toe with Georgia
Does-
last year.
I was going to say, does Florida remain Tennessee's only loss, but they just lost to Bama last week?
And Tennessee plays Kentucky this week.
Yeah,
so
that's an interesting game. You're big on Tennessee on that one.
Yeah, I lean towards Tennessee. I think is Tennessee beating Kentucky?
Is that one of those?
I'm pretty sure.
I thought Kentucky. No, didn't we get 10 a bunch of grief because they lost to Kentucky and Vandy? Or was it always they'd get hot there at the end and be better than you thought they were? It's one of those two storylines.
Yeah.
I would think that Kentucky's gotten Tennessee somewhere here in the last few years, as competitive as they've been.
They have.
They have.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Okay.
But Tennessee has
But still,
won
they're
1, 2, 3, 4.
He's counting in his head,
17,
ladies and
18,
gentlemen.
19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Oh, my God. It's like 30-3 in the last 33 years.
Tennessee, this is the team they've beaten the most.
Yeah.
That's probably what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Kentucky is the opponent Tennessee has played and beaten.
Well, they had a streak where they beat them from 1985 till 2010. And then in 11, Kentucky won. Then Tennessee rattled off 5 in a row. And in 17, Kentucky won. Then Tennessee won a couple. Then 3 years ago, COVID year, Kentucky hammered Tennessee. And then Tennessee's won the last two, 45-42 and 44-6.
They've won 18 of the last 20 in Lexington.
Yeah.
There you go.
A lot of advantages in that respect to Tennessee, but better for Kentucky of late. But the streak is no longer there. That is correct. Jaggies go up to Pittsburgh. Listen, we'll see who plays, who doesn't play. Probably no more today. I'm going to assume Devon Hamilton goes.
It seems that way, and if he's ready, yeah. I mean, he's practicing full 2 weeks in a row. I mean, it doesn't seem like there's – like some of these dudes with the hamstrings and the knees, there could be an advantage to not playing because you have the bye week. You can really get completely healthy for the second half. So if you want to be cautious with all of them, really, with Cisco and Campbell and Zay and Walker Little, if you can. But Hamilton seems like he's just building back to strength. It's not a –
He's been full in practice the last couple weeks.
And the way they talked yesterday and what he can mean for the pass rush, it certainly seems like the plan is to activate him.
Yeah, so we'll see.
That'd be good. I mean, you're getting, between he and Smoot, those are some
two guys that they've
additions.
missed.
It's almost like getting guys, right?
Yeah, that's big. I think that's great.
Yeah, I would agree with
Make
that.
The defense even better. I mean,
Dan, the Jags. I mean, they really should win this game. I mean, they should. I'm not saying beat them like the 49ers beat them 30-7. I would suggest doing your darndest to not let Pittsburgh hang around. But it's a tough matchup for the Steelers because they are really struggling running the football.
Yeah.
Najee Harris has gone backwards since his rookie year, and they are just not a prolific running team. They don't have a lot of flash, and they don't have a lot of, intermediate success. And the Jags so good against the run, I just feel like it's going to immediately put it in Kenny Pickett's hands.
Mm-hmm.
And with a one-pronged attack, you'd like to think that the Jags would be able to force some turnovers. Gosh, who knows? Maybe even get a sack or two. But Pickens and Johnson are good receivers. And Freiermuth, who's hurt, though, right? He's on IR.
Yes, and it might be rainy up there. Could be rainy. Last time we went to the state of Pennsylvania, it was rainy. It didn't go so well.
Was that Philly?
Yeah. And
actually had a lead in that
that'd
game.
Be one of those where
that was last year, wasn't it? Seems like 10 years ago.
That'd be one of those games. It's a game where Trev needs to hang on to the football.
Well, and he has had trouble with that because now I will say this too. It is excuse me. It's an amazing stat, really. It's a simple plan. 24 games is a pretty good sample size, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
In the last 24 games, the Steelers, if either
90% chance of precip, 61 degrees.
Okay.
On Sunday.
A little sloppy then.
Yeah.
Okay. In the last 24 games, Hick,
mm-hmm.
It's as simple as this. If the Steelers get either 2 interceptions or 3 sacks, they win.
Yeah.
So if you're the Jags, you are really and do you do it to the point of distraction? I mean, you are really focusing in on protecting the football, no turnovers, and protecting a quarterback still nursing an injury, no sacks. So what would I'd like to think if they turn it over less than if they throw less than 2 interceptions and give up less than 3 sacks, they'll win the game.
Mm-hmm. I have a question for you.
Oh, boy. I don't like your tone.
That's fair. Because how you answer it will either bring praise or criticism.
Well, I'm not searching for your praise.
Okay. Well, you make
Who will they be coming from? From you specifically?
From me because I know you.
You're judging me.
Yes.
Okay.
In a way I am.
Well, Friday judgment with Dan.
Friday judgment. So Torey Lovello, you know who he is.
Yes, he's the Diamondbacks manager.
Very good.
Okay. So, and this, you are gauging my reaction, and you will either praise me or condemn me based on it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's a little pressure. I
In
like
essence,
a little pressure. 7:15.
In
a
essence,
little peer
yes.
pressure. The show could go off the rails. Boom! Right out of the gates.
He is doubling down.
On
his demand for Christopher Mad Dog Russo to retire, like he said he would, since he said the Diamondbacks.
Okay.
He would retire if the Diamondbacks beat the Phillies.
Okay.
Lovello is also asking Russo to apologize to the Diamondbacks. Your reaction?
I got to know.
Facing judgment or criticism.
Okay.
And don't answer based on what you think I think.
No. I'm not based on what, but I do have to know one thing, because it 100% frames my answer.
Yeah.
I need to know for sure Lovello is being serious. He's not buddies with Mad Dog. He's just not holding his feet to the fire. I think that could be the case.
Okay.
So if that's the case, I'm cool with it. They're bouncing back and forth.
Well, this comes from a Fox Sports MLB reporter. I don't have his context. She says Torey Lovello is doubling down on his demand for Chris Mad Dog Russo to retire, like he said he would, since the Diamondbacks beat the Phillies, period.
All right,
Lovello is also asking Russo to apologize to the Diamondbacks.
I will. I think I'm going to get a pat on the back and then a kick in the butt.
Okay.
Because I'm okay with one of those and the other sounds babyish.
Okay.
I'm okay with, hey, tough guy, you said you're going to retire. All right, we won. Retire. Where you at? I'm okay with that one.
Right.
Demanding an apology is silly.
Okay.
So that's where I am.
Here's how I would have
wanted me to respond. Here's what I was looking for out of you.
I'm looking for. This is my. If you went, and you kind of went both ways, so I can't really.
But because I really feel differently about those two.
My
overall, I don't have a huge
criticism
problem with
would be this towards you. My judgment is this: here you are, you do what Christopher Russo does.
Yeah,
you're a sports and you say outrageous things all the time and walk them back all the time.
Okay,
that's what we do.
Yeah,
naked pledge.
Okay,
et cetera, et cetera. I'll go. You can bury me in the ground if they take Aaron Fisher.
I did a segment laying in the ditch, Gibby. That's underground.
So.
For who?
That's a great one. No, that was Eric Fisher years ago. I said the number one pick is not going to be some tackle from the MAC.
You can bury me in the ground.
Sure as sugar.
So you do these things.
Yeah.
And so you should have empathy towards Mad Dog Russo. Like, come on, Torey Lovello,
empathy
shut
towards.
up.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
No matter how much you think I, quote, do these things, that's a whole hyper supersonic different level with the, quote, Mad Dog.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Why is it supersonic different? If you say you're going to do something and then you don't do it.
My biggest rants
is
just a day of his show and shtick.
What do you mean?
It's just a day. He does it every single day.
That's what he did. That's
what I mean.
But that's what he did.
I'm just saying he's got a lot more opportunities there to catch grief.
Like I watched him say
the Naked Pledge, by the way, is undefeated. So many of these are
Naked Pledge got a little.
And I didn't owe anyone an apology. It wasn't specific.
Nobody wants to see you walk naked.
By the way,
however,
by the way, you also, you're not exactly Minnie Mouse over there when it comes to that big yapper of yours.
That's why I'm on Mad Dog's side.
Okay,
on this one.
Well, that's fair.
That's what I was expecting from you.
I don't think Mad Dog needs
judgment denied.
I don't think that Mad Dog needs your defense. I don't think he cares, and this is not that big a story.
I think he does.
I'm surprised this has struck such a nerve with you.
It's
I
not
think
a
you're
nerve.
a Torey
There's no
Lovello hater.
No,
yeah,
I don't know who Torey Lovello
something
is.
happened with you and Torey Lovello when you went to Arizona. You were out at dinner.
Torey,
yeah, probably
it's me.
at the PF Chang's, and you saw Torey, and much like David Wright ignored you. So did Torey.
I'm still trying to get over the Murphy not telling David Wright about me.
Yeah, that hurts
San Diego.
too. Dan, at some point you have to really realize what we are to these people. And Murph's listening right now, and he considers his friends. I get it.
We were friends.
But if it were you or I in that same situation, it would have certainly come up. I need you to remember that when you're passing out your judgment.
I just passed it out, though.
I don't. That's not going to get me going. You're not going to get one.
Trying to get
I know you're not going to get a bombastic response. And by the way, you're one to talk about me and my off the chart rants.
Now he turns it around people.
Yeah, I should be a lawyer. Here's the thing.
You're a terrible lawyer.
No, I deal with reality. You're a fraud. You go one side. You dig in your feet. Just a week ago, you're complaining that I wouldn't be Christopher Russo.
What do you mean?
About the Braves when they went. You begged for that, and I didn't do it. And now
I did that for the people.
Yeah, but here's what
that was for the people.
But my point,
and I was right about that.
No, you weren't. And here's why.
You hurt the show.
No, you started this.
You hurt the show.
You based this whole thing on, and equation between me and Mad Dog. That's your whole foundation of your argument.
What are you talking about?
Oh, my gosh.
You're just
you are something else. You
It's
are,
a good
gosh,
thing.
man.
Let's try to reset.
It's hard.
Let's start the show over.
I just don't. Can you play the Friday song, dude?
We'll come back. We'll do it again.
Okay.
This,
Yeah,
I knew if I went down this road
don't
that
get
this
you,
may
man.
happen
God,
because
and most of the
you're
time I get-
sensitive, and now you're
Most of the time, I'm not
feelings
sensitive.
are hurt.
No,
you're into your feelings.
Not
right
at all,
now on a
bro.
Friday instead of. And you
Not
you
at all.
started the show by
No, I
calling me
don't-
friend.
I
should
don't
have just
know what
said,
you're doing.
I'm not going to do this bit,
Man.
but I ended up doing it. And now here we are.
Did Dan from the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures? Did Dan just say the Jaggies gonna need him to never do that again?
Yeah, you settle down. Let's go, JJ's. Let's go.
Meanwhile,
okay?
somebody
I
needs
know
me
more.
to
Let
get
me
it
tell you,
together this
whoever
morning.
you are, let me tell you something, brother. I know more about the Jaggies than you'll ever know. I know more. I've been around the Jaggies more than you've ever known. I've been with my Jaguars for 29 years. So you settle down over there. All right. It's a term of affection. All right. I'll call them Big Cats too. How about that?
no.
You hate that one?
I'm with the anti-Jaggy movement, but I was again. You were a Let's Go JJ guy, and I was definitely not that.
Let's go, JJ's. Let's go.
This is the drill. It's GFL Friday. And I hope your work experience is better than mine. Back with more next.
I will retire on the spot.
Now, Downtime with Dan, brought to you by Ameris Bank. Whether you need help with business, personal, or mortgage banking, we're with you. Ameris Bank is an equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
All right, one quick NBA note. That's why the Bucks got Dame Time. Dame Time is got the offensive game to put them over the top. They feel like they've never had a big, go-to. Antetokounmpo just drives to the basket, gets fouled, and then we hope and pray. And it was good enough to win a championship, but they didn't think it was going to be good enough, and they wanted to keep Antetokounmpo happy as well. So they went and got Dame Time, and Dame Time delivered in his debut with 39 points, and the Bucks beat the Sixers. So it's just one of 82, but you know what? It's kind of a symbolic game for Milwaukee going forward, and we'll see what that all means. I don't know, but Milwaukee's one of 3 or 4 teams in the East who are capable of going to the NBA Finals. So we'll see how it all plays out, but at least on one night, Bucks fans are happy, and Dame Time is a hit.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
You love free. And at Ameris Bank, so do we. That's why we're proud to offer worry-free, hassle-free Ameris Bank free checking. Manage your money your way with convenient access to digital, mobile, and telephone banking, all with no monthly service fee or minimum balance requirements. At Ameris Bank, we're with you. For more information or to open an account, visit our local bankers in person or online at amerisbank.com/free checking. Other fees such as overdraft fees may apply. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, I can hear from my friends at Shark Coatings. Man, I love that floor. Woo! Check out my garage. I get home, I hang out. It's a great place to be, man. You know why? Because I got it coated by my friends at Shark Coatings. What I did is I went to sharkfloorcoatings.com. I signed up. I said, free estimate? You bet. Boys came out, measured it up, said how much? I said yes. We chose the pattern. BWR went with Pebble Beach. And then the boys from Shark Coatings take over from there. They get it done in one day. Get her done. So much better than the epoxy stuff. You get a 15-year warranty as well. It's anything concrete, pools, driveways, patios. But you got to see it to believe it, man. Do yourself a favor. Change that garage from just an entryway to your home to a room with endless possibilities. You'll thank me later. Go to sharkfloorcoatings.com.
Mia here. Believe it or not, the holidays are a-coming. So why not make the trip to Grandma's house in style and comfort with a little help from my friends at Arlington Toyota. Arlington has over 575 new Toyotas available, and your new Toyota purchase comes with Arlington's lifetime warranty. Arlington even has all makes and models of used inventory. I'm talking over 400 on the lot. You even get Arlington's 30-day exchange program with your pre-owned purchase. Why wait? Shop in person at 10939 Atlantic Boulevard or online at arlingtontoyota.com.
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called the Vault. Enter today at jaguars.com/shadows. One winner a guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase to enter or win, must be 18 or older and a legal resident of Florida or Georgia. Promotion period 9/5/23 through 12/15/23. For official rules and complete details, visit jaguars.com. Sponsored by Jacksonville Jaguars, LLC.
Visit the brand new Liquid Sunshine Car Wash on Southside near Hogan Road for the most advanced tunnel technology, powerful new vacuums, and the best customer experience. Because they care. See for yourself at Liquid Sunshine Car Wash.
Hot dogs and cool gators.
And welcome to Jacksonville for Florida, Georgia.
1010XL's Florida Georgia Talk is brought to you by Ackerman Urology and Cancer Center and Kingfish Pest Control.
This is the biggest cocktail party in the world for a reason.
I had a question about my insurance the other day, so I called my new State Farm agent. And would you believe I talked to the same person who remembered my name? They said that was called service. And then they asked if my dog Max was over his cold. They called that service too. And then they helped me find ways to save on my home and auto coverage. I asked State Farm what they called that. They said service.
Call State Farm agent Craig Dewhurst in St. Augustine at 940-9740.
Life is about choices and the decisions you make. I'm David Robbins with Epstein & Robbins. If you're convicted of a DUI, you'll have to face severe consequences. Walking through the doors of the courthouse or appearing at a bond hearing can be extremely intimidating. Without the right lawyer, you're likely to make the wrong decision. Let our team help you make the right decisions in court. Epstein & Robbins, the right choice.
Epstein & Robbins. Fighting for your rights since 1975.
Mark Watson for Hardball Creative, letting you know that Hardball has cooler promotions, but some people call them ice chests. Either way, check out the items you can put your company logo on at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. Clayton, I've got a simple question. How much does a 1-carat diamond cost?
Frank, that's an impossible question to answer because a carat is only a measure of weight for gemstones. It'd be no different than me saying, I have a beautiful wife. She weighs 125 pounds, which you'd find is a ridiculous description. Diamonds are graded for 4 factors, and carat weight is only one of those factors. The others are cut, color, and clarity, and each of these factors is graded specifically and set by a certified gemologist in an accredited gem laboratory. So when you ask about a diamond's weight, we're going to tell you more than just the price. At Underwoods, we want a customer to understand how all 4 factors of diamond quality relate back to the rarity and value of the diamond. Needless to say, we all understand the value of a dollar. At Underwoods, we want our customers to know what their dollar buys in diamond value. So if you're shopping for the best, stop by Underwoods.
That's at Underwoods in San Marco, in Avondale, or at the shops of Ponte Vedra.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer. This is Keith Catlin for Catlin Truck Accessories, and we are so blessed to be in business for over 100 years. Over 100 years of the best product and customer service means you can count on Catlin. From Roll-and Lock bed covers to Lear toppers to cam locker toolboxes, Catlin Truck Accessories has you covered when it comes to your truck or van. We do those too. Got a fleet of vehicles? We can outfit them all.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
One name, one location, 100 years. You can count on Catlin.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. This is your Duval Minute, brought to you by Lift Power, your turnkey solution for all warehouse needs.
War of words everywhere you turn with the Jags and the Steelers as George Pickens fires back after Rayshon said Pickens hasn't played our corners yet. Pickens responded they depend on their D-line a lot with their team having a lot of first-round picks. That's what they depend on. They hope. They hope the guys hold up long enough. It's kind of a hope defense. And then, of course, if you delve into the stats, Jacksonville is allowing 273 yards a game through the air, which is 31st in the NFL. However, that's because teams are throwing it 60 times because they can't run. So they have 9 interceptions, which is second. Yards per catch is in the middle of the pack. They face more passing attempts than any other defense. So I just like the little diatribe. Yeah, Jags-Steelers rivalry. It's back. And that's your Duval Minute, brought to you by Lift Power. We do it all. Lift Power has been providing the Southeast with all its material handling needs for more than 50 years. From lift trucks, warehouse design, docks and doors to total warehouse design, service support, fleet management, and more. I told you they do it all. You name it, Lift Power does it. Learn more at liftpower.com.
The 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Is brought to you by J-Dog Junk Removal, veteran owned and operated.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
On 1010XL.
Hit it.
Hey!
Don't forget, we have a prize pack to give away after.
That'll be fantastic.
Gibby, what
I
do
love
we have
giving
out
things
today?
away like that.
Yes, we've got another one of those Bernie grills.
Oh,
Florida,
yeah!
Georgia. Florida, Georgia.
Those are fun.
They are
Georgia,
fun.
Florida. Self-burning portable grill made from 100% natural alder wood. And you can pick that up here at the radio station at the end of this segment.
Yeah, Prosper, you got that alder wood.
It's good stuff, dude.
Good stuff.
I've used it a couple times.
It's terrific.
All right, I have used the court's continuance to just come up with my ultimate defense here, and then you're not going to be able to say anything about it, and you and your boy Christopher Russo can go cry into the wind. Are you ready?
I have not had time to prepare.
It doesn't matter.
I did not
this
know
is
we
it.
were staying in the
You
court.
and I did. You started it. You unleashed
I
this
understand.
torrent of criticism and judgment.
Well,
so my defense is
sometimes
this.
you deserve
to
it.
answer your, you make this, where's your accountability? Friend, we solved that years ago.
Yeah.
It's called the Wheel of Misfortune.
Correct.
So when I do something outlandish, like say, I'll retire, what Russo needs, I've determined, is a wheel of consequence.
Yeah.
So if he's going to say these things, instead of saying you're going to do something you aren't really going to do,
Correct.
you got to shave your head and stand in the Arizona sun for 2 hours or whatever.
Right.
So
That's fair.
There we go. All right, good.
All right.
I would see, now I feel like
case
we can,
closed.
What do you think of this? What do you make of this George Pickens cat?
I think he's a talented kid who is a little bit off the chain, a little bit, has always been a little kooky.
When if he gets good, like statistically, because I think he is good. I think there's probably places that George Pickens could be right now, and it'd be a little bit more wow factor than in that Pittsburgh offense with old Kenny Pickett tossing him the ball.
Pickens.
But this dude, man, is way past confident, to your point.
Yeah.
Do you remember the quote he had in the offseason? About there's no DB that can even, stay within him. I don't remember the exact context of it. It was basically, I'll burn every DB like they're not that. That includes the best Jalen. I want them. I want to, embarrass them. Something to that effect.
Okay.
And now this week, he's basically said that he said the Jags play a hope defense. Here is Gibby going to drop in George Pickens. By the way, perfect timing for Florida-Georgia week. We didn't see much of Pickens in this game, did we? Georgia fan didn't see a ton of Pickens in the lineup through the years.
Personal connection.
George, why has Jacksonville been susceptible for the pass? I mean, I think they have one of the worst pass defense, especially the last 3 games. I think they're last.
Yeah, I think their D-line, they depend on their D-line a lot. With their team, having a lot of first-round guys on that D-line, that's what they depend on a lot. And they kind of, hope, hope the guys hold up long enough, hope. So it's kind of a hope defense for sure.
Hope defense.
First off, I got less of a problem with his answer than a dumbass reporter. Sorry, people.
Boy.
That was the dumbest question I've ever heard.
Oh, no.
Why are they you've watched the Jags. We've all watched the Jags for 7 games. Do we sit there and go, gosh, this pass defense stinks? I think I've been thrilled by the pass defense. I have no thought in my mind that, gosh, our pass defense is not very good.
Here's where that comes from.
Yeah.
That comes from sitting in Pittsburgh.
Susceptible looking at stats.
Right. And they are 26 against the pass. But the reason is they're completely shutting down the run.
Well, they threw it 110 times the last 2 weeks.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's right. They're just looking at the overall stats. And by the way, if a reporter tells a player that and he agrees, shame on him. He should be watching.
And we did that without Tyson Campbell last Thursday. I mean,
I don't think there's any concern for either side of the either,
and by the way,
either angle.
Pickens will probably have a play or two. I mean, but
sure.
I'm just saying that is really one of the dumbest questions I've ever heard. Like, you just changed the whole narrative about what's happening down here in Jacksonville.
Well, they're 31st.
I understand that.
That's
but that's
why,
because
though.
they throw so much.
Yeah, okay, but
because they can't run.
Yeah,
they cannot.
I don't know
run
what the stat to indicate your true effectiveness. Because to your point, if people are throwing 110 times on you in 2 games, that may be 4 games for other defenses.
Yeah.
But the 273.9 is second to last in the league.
I get it.
Yeah.
But again,
but I don't know if that means that your pass defense is, quote, atrocious.
Doesn't at all. I've watched it. You've watched it with your own eyes. It's been very good. We
yeah.
have 9 interceptions.
The turnovers have been big.
Yeah.
And teams,
but it's not like I'm watching teams go down the field systematically.
We have in the
throwing.
fourth quarter. We watched the Bills. We watched the Saints. We have.
Well, the Saints, again, I'll go back to that game. The fact that the Jags won that game is historically great. Again, you can't twist that into a negative. by saying, "Oh, look at we're dying." I mean, I'm not saying you.
Oh, yeah.
We were on the field for 87 snaps.
I guess the only thing is that I'm not his defense attorney. Is that I can see how the guy said that to him.
Yeah.
If we were in the Jaguars locker room and the Steelers were 31st against the run, we'd ask Travis Etienne.
Tell Mr. Black and Gold podcast over there to shut his pie hole and watch a game.
I'm down with you.
Because or talk to somebody from Jacksonville. Tell him to call his contemporary down here and ask him about the team. Because again, I'm just saying, it's not really touching a nerve, but I mean, you got to defend at times, but. In no way, shape, or form through 7 games that I've watched this have I said, I think there was one Josh Allen 3-play drive where it went zip, zip, zip. I was like, ooh.
After the 2-score lead.
Yeah, but I mean, overall, man, I mean, this has been, Patrick Mahomes didn't look, Patrick Mahomes threw for 322 yards in the first half against San Diego.
Yeah, L.A.
Whoever.
They're last, by the way. They give up over 300.
Now, that's noticeable.
The Steelers, for the record, give up 142 rushing yards. That's 28th in the league. I think that's more damaging and dangerous than the other one.
And we sit here and talk about, again, maybe we're at fault here, too, because you pointing that out. And, again, I'll at least say I haven't watched the Steelers. I know they've had 2 fourth-quarter comebacks, but everybody tells me, the Steelers are the same every year. Well, no, they're not. Not if they're giving up 142 yards rushing.
I could, if it was Jacksonville media interviewing George Pickens, and he said they were a hope defense, and he said they agreed that they were poor against the pass, I would say, George, I mean, the hope offense might need to get it going. You're averaging 192 a game passing, 192. It's 2023, Georgie Porgy. It's 2023.
Georgie Porgy put in pot.
Yeah, 192 yards a game is what we call ASS.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
So, that's your mouth. Go ahead and close it for us.
Oof.
I would like to see somebody on the Jaguars defensive backfield shut down and shut up George Pickens, at least for another week. I think the Jags are winning this game, man. This just feels like a 4-2 Pittsburgh team, not as good as 4-2, and a better team comes in and beats them by a couple of touchdowns. Not like the Niners did. Because they can't. Then we'll see about this hope defense there, tough guy. If the Jags are up 21-3, we'll just see if hope will be enough for our poor little 5-2 football team that, by the way, won a playoff game last year. Not sure what y'all were doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, tell Mr. 500 that we're still coming. So to your point, I would agree there. We mentioned you mentioned Josh Allen and zip, zip, zip. This is a dangerous game to play. If you'd have played it with that, and we've referenced this a bunch of times, but the year that Indy won the Super Bowl, they couldn't stop the run all year long. The Jags ran for 300.
Right.
can I go Christopher Russo here, and I will retire if the Bills win the Super Bowl.
Why? Why do we do that? Why do you do this?
The Bills are not winning. My point
Why
is
do you do this?
To exacerbate the point, the Bills are a wreck, man.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I do.
Bro,
They're
just
a wreck.
won a football game last night.
The Bucs are terrible.
They're not terrible.
The
They're
Bucs
3-3.
They're terrible, Dan. They can't run the football.
They play pretty good defense.
They lost to the Falcons. Should have scored 30. They lost at home to the Falcons.
They play pretty. It's the NFL.
How many games do you think the Bucs are? What's their record now? 4-3.
I look at
3
it
and
like
4. The Bucs are going to win like 5-6 games.
3 and 4.
Yeah.
I look
They're
at it,
terrible.
I look at it like this. It's just such absolutes, man. Buffalo
You inspired me this morning
Buffalo
to get back to my roots.
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah.
Buffalo needed a win.
They're terrible.
They had some. They're not terrible. They had some good moments.
The Bucs.
You've been screaming about Buffalo's inability to run the football.
Mm-hmm.
James Cook is running it pretty well. The Kincaid kid is going to be terrific. He had some good moments last night. I think they're losing Milano hurt him, but I think that the kid who's the 43 guy, the rookie from Baylor, he stepped in and made some nice plays. And listen, that's the NFL. You won by 6 points. It's a win. You got a nice win at home. You move on. You try to go get another W now and stack some. I don't know. I'm not disagreeing in the respect that they don't look like the best team in the league right now.
Yeah.
But they stopped the bleeding, and there were some positives. And Josh Allen did a little bit more running, which is what Bills fans have been clamoring for him to do. And then, of course, he gets nicked up. But we'll see. We'll see.
In fairness, the Bills are top 5 in the NFL in both scoring offense and scoring defense. That's usually a pretty good measure. They're barely beating bad teams.
Yeah.
And I know teams go through it, but I think Milano's loss will be bigger as you go through.
Oh, it might be.
You know,
it could very well be, but
I don't know, man. They don't. I mean, they've lost to the Jets and the Patriots. Just two bad teams, man.
Jets aren't bad.
When they beat them, they were. I mean, they knocked Aaron Rodgers out in the first quarter. They did that last year. They blew a double-digit lead.
I get you.
I'm just saying. The Chiefs don't do that. They won that game. Yeah, it was tough, but they won it.
They got a Sunday nighter against the Bengals, and they got the Bronx,
the Bills,
and they get the Jets at home.
They have a tough one after
Philly,
that.
at Kansas City.
Look at that.
Back.
Yeah.
Dallas, Chargers.
They could be in trouble, is all I'm saying, man. They do not look like the Buffalo. They don't look like the ceiling of the Buffalo
teams. Look at it
teams.
this way, though, Pross.
Yeah, but they're good.
You're halfway to 10 wins.
I get 10-7 ain't what it used to be, man.
10-7 gets you in. That's all you got to do.
Sometimes. I don't know if it will this year in the AFC. It might.
Could be a very good chance Buffalo comes down here for the first round of the playoffs.
Good.
One of those teams, Buffalo or the Jets.
I'd rather play Buffalo. Than Miami.
Yeah, sure.
Kansas City.
I don't know, man.
Cincinnati.
You like that Miami team. I'm not as sold on Miami. I've watched them twice against good teams.
I don't want to get into. As a fan, I don't like getting in track meets, man. They scare me.
Okay.
And that offensive, man, with those weapons they have on offense, I don't, and we can't get to the quarterback.
Josh Allen had a really nice game last night, by the way. At over 100 rating, he threw the ball. He's very high completion percentage.
He's a great quarterback.
He is, and I think as long as you have him, you got Stephon Diggs, who wasn't that much of a factor last night, and they opened up going to that third receiver they have.
Yeah,
what's his name? Shakir,
something like that.
And he had a nice game. So, and then I guess Knox is hurt, but I think Kincaid will emerge as a really good tight end. He had a really nice touchdown last night and a really good catch down the sideline. I don't know, man. Now listen. With all that said, yeah, you're up 24-10, and they let Tampa nickel and dime them down the field in a 7-minute drive.
The ball's in the air. If Godwin turns the other direction,
it's the NFL.
I hear you.
We do that a lot. I mean,
but we don't often have
but we do that a Hail Mary.
Yeah, but it hit. And granted, it was a Hail Mary that hit the turf in the end zone. That's terribly defended.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I look. Okay. They're 5-3.
All right.
That's probably the best way to describe
Somewhere
the Bills.
Buffalo Tom's going, yeah, Hick!
Buffalo Tom was at the game last night, so Buffalo
he?
Tom's not hearing anything.
Yeah, he's on the app listening this morning. He's up
maybe.
and rolling.
Or he's sleeping off those Labots.
Boys were pumped up there in Western New York last night.
It's a great crowd.
That's a terrific crowd.
I'm glad I don't hate Buffalo like I do the Phillies fans because there's some similarities.
I want that, and we'll have that when we play on Sunday night, Monday night.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And we're fortunate that we're catching fan bases that don't bring a ton with them.
One of the things that I saw in that 97 when I went down YouTube, I told you that I watched the Steelers and the Jags in 97.
Welcome to my platform.
Was just a sea of Jag fan. It was like this last year.
Yeah.
I love when I don't see empty seats at all.
We'll definitely have that, especially in the playoffs.
Let's keep it rolling. It's Florida, Georgia. It's tomorrow.
Let's talk a little bit about the series history, some of what you remember.
So early, man. I have some neighbors who are going for the first time. What time should we go? I go, it depends, really.
Getting there is the battle.
Yeah, it's like if you got to go really early or you got to go really late.
But if
you try to go regular, you're going to be stuck in traffic.
This is one of those games where you really, really, really would be nice to have the club seats because you can go early and then just watch football in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's not bad.
Or go really, unless you, listen, some people love the tailgating part of it. They love going really or getting down there at 7:30 in the morning.
The boys are heading down at 9.
Yeah, if you're that, you'll be fine. You'll get in fine and you'll get all set up. And I would do that. That would be fun.
Yeah.
How we usually cover those games, there's no need to be there till 3 o'clock, and that's just a disaster.
Yeah.
If you're trying to do that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You can come right at kickoff. That's when it kind of,
if
you want to, but you might miss a little bit.
Sure.
But if you try to go and say, hey, let's just leave it like noon.
Yeah, no.
You're going to be stuck.
Yeah, you're going to be right in the middle. You're better off going at either 8:30 or, 3:30.
641-1010. You want that Bernie Grill? You got that Bernie Grill. This is how we do it around here, Gibby. You come kind, you come courteous. You say, good morning, Gibby. If Gibby likes you, he'll give it to you. If he doesn't, he'll hang up and go to the next caller. This is the drill on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
All right, gang, when you got a problem, you know what you need? You need a problem solver. And that's what my friends Chad and Sandy at chadandsandy.com are. In fact, they're problem solvers that come with a promise. It's prime home selling season. Right now, home buyers are actively looking, and with mortgage rates stabilizing, now is the ideal time to get your home sold for maximum dollar. Make the smart choice. Hire the agents we're recommending, Chad and Sandy Newman. Look, you may have what you think is a problem, and it's really not one at all. You want maximum equity from your home, but not sure how? Leave that to Chad and Sandy, because they are making you this guarantee. Your home will be sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Lynn in Orange Park, I wanted to move to be closer to family. Heard about Chad and Sandy's success guarantee on the radio. I hired them. My home sold above list in 3 days. Call the agents we're recommending, Chad and Sandy at chadandsandy.com, 904-414-6200, 904-414-6200, or chadandsandy.com.
The great thing about live sports, you never know what's going to happen.
Oh, how did he pull that off?
Get the most live play-by-play on 1010XL.
We're certainly facing some interesting economic times. Look, for me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with my guys at ITP Partners. Hicken here for ITP Partners. Those are Jacksonville dudes, man. They're taking care of my Jacksonville money. Look, I'm not an expert when it comes to I don't know where to invest. I don't know where to put my money. But I do know this. I check my little statements with ITP Partners, and that little arrow is up. And I love when that arrow's up, man. And that's because of Reed Wingate and Dan Abel and Reagan Wright, Jeff Hartman, Chris Bryan. Yeah, from Junie Bug to Drew. 3 generations of Hickens have invested with ITP Partners. And they listen. They give you individualized strategies where your goals are the priority. Get in the game, guys. ITP Partners, always there to help. For more info, Chris at ITPPartners.com or call him 904-312-9751, 312-9751. ITP Partners, my financial partners for life.
Hi, this is Dale Murray from South Georgia to Central Florida and coast to coast. The Murray Ford Superstores are still putting the customers first and cranking out the deals those big city dealers can't touch. It's no wonder everybody's driving to Murray Ford Superstore to purchase their new vehicle. It's simple. If Murray Ford Superstores doesn't have it, the manufacturer doesn't build it. Plus, you get a 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified new and pre-owned vehicle. Shazam! Holy Jesus Aruba Batman, how do we do it? There's no reason for your purchase to take all day, running around with those big city dealers and being flim-flammed with those big city prices. Nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. And we'll trade anything from aluminum cans to minivans. Be American, buy Murray Ford Superstore. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray, in Stark or Kingsland. I'll be waiting for you. And remember, at any Murray Superstore, it's all about you. Shazam!
There's no better time to be a Jags fan, especially when you're a My Gate Rewards member. Gate is giving you the chance to meet the man, Trevor Lawrence. You and 3 of your friends can meet Trevor Lawrence in person at the stadium. Entering is easy. With the My Gate Rewards Gatorade Club, for every 5 Gatorade products you purchase, you'll be entered for a chance to win. See store for details. Gate, your hometown convenience store.
Hi, I'm Emmitt Smith, Hall of Famer and all-time leading rusher with exciting news.
Football legend Emmitt Smith talking about all new regenerative treatments for joint pain from the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics.
But did you know that you can encourage your body to actually heal itself with the help of QC Kinetics?
QC Kinetics uses biologic therapies that are natural, restorative, and long-lasting.
The body is an amazing thing. Trust me, I put mine through a lot.
Exciting new relief is here for pain from arthritis, knee pain, lower back pain, pain in your hips and shoulders.
I'm that guy. When you Google shoulder pain, my face pops up.
But you don't have to be sidelined by pain anymore. Call QC Kinetics to learn more about biologic therapies.
Don't let your joint pain keep you from doing the things you love. There's a new natural solution that patients are raving about.
QC Kinetics.
Let QC Kinetics help you improve your quality of life.
Call for your free consultation today. 904-274-5522. Don't wait. 904-274-5522. QC Kinetics. 274-5522.
Pre-Game Friday is brought to you by MyBookie and Dream Finders Homes on 1010XL.
When you step into a courtroom, you're stepping into a fight. Someone wins, someone loses. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we've got the experience you want in your corner if you or a loved one suffer a personal injury or a wrongful death. We're here to fight for you. So if you get hit, Hit Back with Hastings Injury Law, offices Jacksonville. Find us on the web at 904hitback.com or call our 24-hour helpline, 904-HIT-BACK.
Who's in, who's out, who's on upset watch.
Before the games begin, we'll fill you in on the Bueller Air Conditioning Saturday Kickoff, brought to you by Sonny's Barbecue.
The big games, the big matchups.
Get you ready for football Saturday
on 1010XL.
Aren't you just happy when you can handle all your needs in one location? Well, introducing Allstate agent Mandy Bowers in Mandarin. Whether it's home, life, business, or auto, Mandy covers it all. In fact, bundling policy is a great way to add extra savings. Mandy and her crew can do that. Allstate is offering lower auto insurance rates this year. Mandy can do that. You need to give Mandy Bowers a call in her Mandarin office, because when it comes to getting it all done under one roof, Mandy can do that.
It is Raymond and Austin on All-Star Sports Radio. Our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is celebrating their 30th year. The can't-miss offer, 125% sign-up bonus and up to 30 risk-free bets.
It's called Bet Protect, and you can only get it from BetUS.com. An awesome offer for this season's wild plays.
Nice, like that infamous Tuck Rule back in 2002.
Tuck Rule, worst call in sports.
Man, you're like the old lady in the Titanic. It's been 21 years.
Hey, I'll be king of the world with Bet Protect. It's like having 30 get out of any Tuck Rule shenanigans in my back pocket.
But your back pocket is usually empty, bro.
Keep your shoulder pads on. Is there anything else about BetUS you haven't told me?
The less you know, the better. BetUS has live in-game betting, a 200% crypto sign-up bonus, and online casino for some blackjack.
You've been holding back.
Anyway, folks, get Bet Protect this football season. Visit BetUS.com for the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus and up to 30 risk-free bets. Or give them a call at 1-800-MY-BETUS to get started.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Are you afraid to buy your next car? Well, have no fear, because Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet offer Beaver's not-so-scary pricing. There's no monsters popping up in your rearview mirror with Beaver's peace of mind warranties. Check out thousands of vehicles for sale online and get answers to all your questions with no tricks and all the treats. I promise our team will take away all those fears. Just come see Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville for Beaver's not-so-scary pricing.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jags defensive line has made some strides throughout the season, controlling the line of scrimmage. Defense coordinator Mike Caldwell spoke to media on how the players trusting their technique has helped win so far this season.
And Coach Segaris, they do a great job of teaching our techniques. And the guys get in here and they work them, and it's paying off for them. They're trusting the technique, they're shooting their hands, they're staying in their gaps, and that enables other guys to make plays. But at the end of the day, it's really the players that take the technique, execute the technique, and end up working well for us.
Mike Caldwell, visit Jaguars.com for more. I'm Molly McDonald with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars Update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, we're back here on a GFL Friday. We're going to visit with a quarterback whisperer here coming up shortly, next segment, in fact. Are you ready for your do you want to feel old moment of the morning?
Certainly.
Let it ride. Here's your do you want to feel old moment. From the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures.
Yes, please.
Hey, fellas, I have a question for you as a 24-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Can y'all explain what you mean by, quote, the old Gator Bowl? I've been meaning to ask, was there a stadium there before the Jag Stadium? Right?
Yes, there was.
Yeah, and it was, and so when we say the old Gator Bowl, we're not referencing the game. The stadium was called the Gator Bowl. The Gator Bowl.
Right.
In fact, that was always a point of contention in a week like this. We even go down there and play a stadium called the Gator Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if George is arguing, to not play in Jacksonville.
Built in 1927, it was discovered by it was actually built in 1927, and it was a big, big edifice in downtown Jacksonville, right in the same spot, and they tore it down. They left just like
the
guts.
bare bones.
Yeah, bare bones of it, and rebuilt it into what you have now.
What was then Alltel Stadium.
Yes, and then
that happened in 94 and
Shaw
95.
came and added pools and video boards and palm trees, but still it's that stadium, which is way past its use now and will be rebuilt again. But the old Gator Bowl had just a couple things. I watched the Gator Bowl game there, Florida, Iowa, in the early 80s. Very cold, one of the coldest games you've ever been to. It had a big chain link fence around it. We used to be able to sell. We could sneak into the game and then sell our tickets through the chain link fence for Florida, Georgia.
It's easy back then to be.
Some debauchery like that.
Sure.
Yeah, it was a tremendous college. It seated like 80,000 at some point. There used to be the Gator Bowl game used to seat like 80,000 people would come to it, right? Like a Clemson Stanford. Remember those?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Place
Also the Gator Bowl was also positioned as a much more important bowl. Back in the day, there was only 10, 15 bowl games, not 40.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like back in the day, a good 9-2 team would not have a bowl game. Now they're letting 5 and 7 in if they can't fill the spot.
The Beatles played at the Gator Bowl. The Jacksons, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was a historic structure, man. And in 1994, they basically tore it down and built a new stadium on top of it, and that's the old Gator Bowl. That's it. But yeah, from 84 to 94, it seated 80,126 people.
Yeah, it was a big, one. For the time, nice stadium.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the story of the old Gator Bowl. Now you know.
I had a question on the text line.
Oh, lots of questions today.
Mike Tomlin took over the Steelers in 2007.
Okay.
Mike Tomlin has beaten every team in the league. Do you know that? He pulled that off except for the Steelers, but he pulled that off last year when they beat the Saints, I believe it was. He now owns a win over all 31 other teams in the league.
Okay.
When it comes to the Jags, he is, let's see, he took over in 2007, so we lost to him the first year. We won at Pittsburgh. 2008 playoffs, won at Pittsburgh. Lost 3 in a row to the Steelers. Then about 500. Jags have actually lost. It doesn't feel like it, but we lost the last couple to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, well, we lost the Luton game.
Yeah, we lost
Luton through 4 picks in the tank year.
That's 27-3, and we also lost here at home in 18.
That was I was down in the end zone. They threw a touchdown at the end of the game to beat us.
Yeah, 20-16.
Yeah, he threw a touchdown right at the very end.
That's Ben Roethlisberger. At the end of the day, man, you learn.
Ben Roethlisberger threw a lot of picks against the Jags. He had a game where he threw like 5 picks and was ready to retire.
And you know what? Can we speak to unrecognized value when they're playing?
Yeah.
Let me say something. Everyone thinks Justin Herbert. I'll start on the best argument. Everyone thinks Justin Herbert is the bee's knees, right? It's a great quarterback, right? Have they had anywhere near the success that they had with Phillip Rivers?
No.
Now, the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger, flawed as he may have been.
Yeah.
Have the Steelers been any good since Roethlisberger left a couple of years ago?
Not really. I mean, 10-9, 9-8.
Eli Manning, they almost look as if it'll be a gift when he gets into the Hall, even though he's top 10 in passing and some other categories. Have the Giants been worth a darn since Eli Manning left?
No.
My point was, because those guys were matched with Peyton and Tom Brady in their careers, Roethlisberger and Manning, and even more so because he didn't win Super Bowl, at least those guys did, Rivers probably aren't viewed as, talented as they should be because of those two dudes, Manning and Brady. They just dominated the whole scene.
Perfect time to ask the quarterback whisperer some tough questions.
We'll do that and more when we return on a GFL Friday.
This is great, man. Look at this, Denny. Old-time football from 1975. The big booby lady says, look, now watch what she does. Get out of my shot. Now watch.
Too young to know what a terrible towel is?
No, I know what they are. The little yellow towels they sling around.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. A Sunday drive can be a relaxing cruise in the country unless it's the drive of the game. Listen for the Tire Outlet Drive of the Game on 1010XL. Tire Outlet. Wholesale prices, premium service.
At Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville, it's a great time to buy a luxury Cadillac.
2024 XT5s and XT6s.
CT4s and CT5s.
With 2.9% financing for 36 months.
And a $1,500 discount when you finance through Cadillac Financial on XT5s and XT6s.
It's a great time to get the luxury Cadillac you've been wanting.
And we've got a huge selection of certified pre-owned Cadillacs that are like brand new.
Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville. Plus tax tag title, $8.99 admin fee and resistol.
Tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dreamfinders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, we're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dreamfinders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit DreamfindersHomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
Why can't I just speak to an actual human being? I need a new bank.
Well, actually, at One-to-One Financial, communication is not only number one, it's one-to-one. When you call, you get to talk to a real live Jacksonville human, fast, and with someone who's truly concerned about your needs, your security, and finding solutions as a team.
Thank you.
Ready to break up with your bank? Find a real long-term banking relationship at One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Visit one-to-onefcu.org for more information on opening an account today.
Federally insured by NCUA.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, Hickett here for Lockhart Construction. They're a longtime Jacksonville business. Shane's dad started it. Shane runs it now. Pop's still working. His guys are from here, taking care of people who live here, people like me. I've used Lockhart Construction on 2 different remodels in the Hickett household, and they passed the BWR test. And let me tell you something, fellas. If you pass the BWR test, you're good at what you do. They have added and given us a great living experience. I like to say their family will give your family a better living experience. You unlock better living with Lockhart Construction. No remodel job too big, no remodel job too small. If you need something fixed, give Shane a call. He'll call you back. Shane Lockhart, Lockhart Construction, 994-3865. That's 994-3865.
Prepare for the return of Valor Bare Knuckle 2, the true bare knuckle boxing platform, as they step back into the limelight for an exciting night of combat sports. Founded by legendary MMA fighter Ken Shamrock. Tonight at 7 at UNF Arena. Get your tickets today at ValorBK.com or at the UNF Arena box office. Valor Bare Knuckle 2. Tonight, live at UNF Arena.
If you found 100 on the ground, you wouldn't walk right past it now, would you? So why are you passing up on cash and winners each weekend? It's your main man, E.T. here with MyBookie. And let me tell you, MyBookie has the biggest online selection of odds and contests to fill your sports betting needs. Anytime, anywhere. So you can turn that sports knowledge into straight cash, homie. Bet on the NFL, MLB playoffs, or play for a share of the big cash prizes in the weekly blackjack tournament. If you've been waiting on the right time to get in on the action, well, the right time is now. Make your winning move today. Sign up at MyBookie.com and use promo code 1010XL to claim that deposit match redeemable for up to $1,000. Again, that's promo code 1010XL to claim that bonus. Experience the thrill of sports betting right from the comfort of your own home. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Come on, somebody.
This is Hayes Carline for Island Wing Company, located on Southside near Tinseltown, and our new location at Bartram Park in St. Johns County. 2 great locations offering the ultimate sports bar experience where you can stick to healthy options. Island Wing Company has a wide selection of fryer-free food. The wings are baked, not fried, with so many awesome flavors to choose from. You can also get delicious salmon, tuna, flatbreads, and tacos. With tons of spectacular TVs, dog-friendly patios, and 2 daily happy hours, Island Wings can't be beat.
Are spooky plumbing problems haunting your home this Halloween? Don't be scared. Call Duck Duck Rooter, your ghost-busting plumbing heroes. 904-862-6769. And chase those spooky issues away. Duck Duck Rooter.
Did you know the 2023 Honda CR-V Hybrid never needs to be plugged in? The onboard system charges the batteries for you. When you think Honda, think hybrid. Good for the environment, great for your budget. Visit your local Honda dealer to experience the CR-V of the future today.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by First Coast Honda Dealers. When the Gators face Georgia without tight end Brock Bowers, it's not what he wanted, but it'll be okay with Florida head man Billy Napier.
I do have a ton of respect for the caliber of player that Brock Bowers is, right? I mean, he's certainly a generational talent. I'd rather play him without him than with him.
Georgia's Kirby Smart signal all parts of the Gator offense the Bulldog defense will have to defend.
Run the ball really well. They have great back. They have a quarterback that's extremely hot and accurate. You got their tight ends involved in the last couple of weeks, so they're a complete offense.
In high school football, 3 rushing scores clinched the District 1 2M title for Raines as they defeated Jackson. 2 touchdown runs helped Episcopal to a key District 2 2M win in the battle for an at-large berth over Wilson. Ribault stayed alive for a Class 2M playoff berth with a win over Baldwin. At your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, I'm Sam Nelson.
67 degrees at 8:05. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the quarterback whisperer, Denny Thompson.
Okay, bring it in.
Brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security, security and automation experts, and George Moore Chevrolet.
1, 2, 3.
We just chilling here? Is that what we're doing?
Are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
I'm just trying to get over the fact that I was talking about the big booby lady in the break, and the boys heard that.
Uh-oh, careful now.
There's nothing to get over.
I think that's wonderful.
It happens.
Yeah. So I was showing a clip from 1975.
If people actually saw the clip, they'd be very disappointed.
Yeah, that was funny. How are you?
I'm great, man.
Listen, I like, one of your counterparts got into hot water this week.
Yeah.
So you can't win in these situations, right? But you feel the need to defend sometimes. I mean, you've had situations like that, but not to this extent. How do you guys – we're talking about Quincy Avery, who's a quarterback's coach. Is he in Atlanta?
Yeah, he's in Atlanta.
And he works with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
And so he got into a back and forth with Brady Quinn.
Yeah.
You hear things that people say. I actually brought your name up when we were talking about it because, what I've always said about you is, look, you can say what you want about Denny, and Denny loves his guys. Mm-hmm. He's going to defend his guys, but I also know just by watching you work that you know what you're talking about. Like, I've watched you work with kids and professionals, and I know that you know what you discuss, and I know that you're making guys better. So how does that work for you?
Yeah, I don't. First off, Quincy's my guy. Like I like Quincy, and Quincy and I kind of came through this thing together, and oddly, our stories are very, very similar.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens in this thing is, like, you get, especially with the pro guys, is there's so much money, especially with Deshaun.
Right.
And whenever they mess up, it's people are trying to get to anybody they can, whether it's Deshaun Watson or Quincy Avery, and you start getting. I mean, I've shown you. I mean, you get DMs from fan bases,
right?
Like, it's crazy,
for sure.
Which most people would never do that, but that's just a weird thing, and so it gets tense. And then I think with Quincy, if you guys want to go look it up, he just took it a little bit too far at Brady Quinn. But I don't ever feel the need to respond, especially to former players, and I think.
Did you not just respond to Tony Baselli 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, but that was different. He was on the line. I think this helped me, though, with that. Because you realize, like, there's just a lot of –
There's no positive coming out of it.
There's nothing coming out of it.
Correct.
Like, you kind of learn
by the way,
to
Deshaun,
take that.
this is also different. It was different.
Oh, yeah.
Trust me.
No.
Deshaun doesn't have a leg to stand on, nor does Quincy Avery. Y'all can both shut the H up. You're terrible. Your commitment to the Browns is deplorable, dude.
Well, Quincy don't have that's the thing, and that's why Quincy
then
should probably stay out of it.
Well, that's what I mean then.
Yeah, I mean, Quincy is – and I also have – Quincy and I have taken different routes. Quincy has, like, Deshaun and 2 other guys. Like, once Deshaun signed that contract, he became basically a full-time employee of
Oh,
Deshaun.
I got you.
And if you watch,
Does he have to give him massages or no?
No.
Okay.
That was in the text.
I know he had.
It was,
Well, he's got
well
some.
done by
I mean,
Brady.
I would think among Deshaun's full-time employees, masseuse would be high on the
It
list.
should be.
So, yeah.
It should be a
May as
legitimate
well
masseuse,
multitask and get you an agent who can also give you massages.
Well, what's funny is Patrick Mahomes got Bobby Stroop. He moved. Mahomes.
That's a quarterback guy? Quarterback coach?
Yeah. He moved Stroop up to Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
I know Stroop. He became super protective of Pat. I mean, going after everybody on Twitter. I'm like, dude, this is one of the biggest superstars in the world.
He doesn't need it.
He doesn't need this.
He's fine.
Yeah. So it probably tells you more about those guys than.
But
it does the actual
it
player.
is hard when you know stuff that they don't know, and they're
No
attacking
doubt.
and you want to say something, but you really can't win in that one.
No, you can't. You can't, because one of two things is going to happen. Especially, I try really hard not to upset schools and teams.
Also a good point.
Because we have a lot of guys still coming through.
Sure.
Right? And our guys are really good. And at
Mhm,
some point, I may not have anybody that goes to Florida, but that relationship's big to me because there's times when I can call somebody at Florida and go, hey, what's the general perception of this person?
Mhm.
Right? And so it's those relationships to me are important. And so I just choose to try to stay away from it. So if you're sending me a DM, I don't ever read it anyway.
So here we got the Florida-Georgia game. Carson Beck, a guy you know very well, has been throwing the football well. And you know, listen, did he talk to the media this week? I'm not sure if
I don't
he
know.
did or not.
I didn't hear him, if he
Yeah, because I was looking for some the other day. Now, he may have spoke yesterday, but I haven't seen much from Carson at all about, you know, coming home. And
if you give Carson a chance, a choice, he ain't talking.
You'd rather not.
No, that man is so locked in.
Mhm.
And along the same lines, by the way, of what we were just talking about, this is my third Florida-Georgia game in a row with the starting quarterback.
Yeah.
And I can tell you guys it's a lot more fun when I don't have a starting quarterback.
Yeah.
A lot more fun. This is my favorite game of the year. We're not even going tomorrow. It's just, I mean, there's just the pressure put on these guys. But Carson,
Is there more
Carson's
pressure
locked
on
in.
coming home? I'm wondering. I was going to ask you that
You know,
because
I
I
don't-
wonder, is there more or less the same? I
think
would
it's
think it'd
novelty.
be. I think you do probably. I mean, we all, and some guys come through. I mean, sometimes it makes you better, but I think we're all aware when we have friends or loved ones more than normal in attendance.
Well, this isn't his first
I-
game. It's his
No,
first
but in
starter.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, but it's not. He's been here 3 years.
Right,
you know
but
what
he
I
didn't
mean?
play.
Right. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Okay.
Like, I texted with him a little bit last night. I'm going to go see him tonight. And I think that first game, which seems like forever ago now,
Yeah.
that very first game of the year, hit him a little hard when he got out there. And he's like, oh, crap.
Has
It's
Georgia
finally here.
officially transitioned from a running team to a passing team?
I think so.
Would that give credit to Kirby? Credit to his guys? You know,
Yeah.
if you sit still and you do the same thing all the time, you got to play to what your strengths are.
Now, Bowers is out, so I don't know what's going to look like
you
now,
want to
but-
give credit, and Georgia fan through the first 3 or 4 games
I know.
is ready to annihilate.
Then you know
Bobo.
what, Georgia
Yeah,
fan,
right.
honest
Yeah.
to God, you people are something else. Then you've won back-to-back natties and you're undefeated and #1, and you are complaining. Oof.
Well, listen.
Oof.
Let me take you back, my friend, to 2009.
You're gonna have to take me back.
When Timmy was a senior.
You're gonna
and the
have
offense wasn't
Yeah,
humming.
you're gonna have to-
and we were like, "Where's Mullen? The Dazzler doesn't know what he's doing.
You're gonna have
We're
to-
winning 20-6. What the hell?"
You have to take me back to the year that we won the back-to-back titles. I don't remember that. And went
Well,
2.5
6 and 8 wasn't
went
bad.
2.5 years without losing a game. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a bit of a difference. As
Yeah.
impressive as that Florida run was, it ain't this one.
Do you guys, as Florida fans, what do you guys put the odds at tomorrow of coming out victorious?
I think
Slight.
Yeah.
Really?
But not impossible, right?
Not
No.
impossible.
No.
I don't, I told this earlier, and this doesn't mean a hill of beans. I don't have a tarot card shop around the corner and a crystal ball. A lot of times I can get like a feeling something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Just don't feel it, dude.
Yeah.
And maybe they do, and there are others that do. Cat thinks they're going to win.
So I don't think like the last couple of years has felt like coming in it's impossible.
Right.
That's fair.
Georgia's gonna. It doesn't feel that way.
I do think this
It feels improbable.
I think that the only way, to me, they have to replicate as best they can. Was it, did you say 14 or 15 when Jones and Taylor each went for like 180 yards apiece? If they can get Johnson and ETN to chew clock, they could upset them. They couldn't do it to Kentucky. How in the world are they going to do it to Georgia?
Well, that's the problem because
Yeah.
Georgia and Kentucky
Are real
run
similar.
the exact same defense.
Yeah, that's what I'm
The
saying.
Exact same defense with really good
But
instinctual
they have a lot better
coaches.
players,
Yeah.
I don't want to go back to the same point 5 days in a row. I can't get past back-to-back weeks, Kentucky beating Florida like they were a FCS school, and then going to Georgia and getting beaten like they were a D3 school. I can't get past that.
You know, the thing that I think is really hard with Georgia, though, is you have to hit big plays. Because if you think you're just going to methodically drive the ball down the field 4 quarters of a game.
Well, and if you have running backs go for 180, they're hitting big plays.
Absolutely.
I mean, the reason Jones and Taylor, they had 58 yards for a touch. You know, they need that. But listen, the one thing about these rivalries, especially when you get big-time programs, is this is like the opposite of 85, Dan. Florida was much better than Georgia. They were number 1 in the country, and Georgia had 3 backs go over 100. Florida turned it over, and not only they beat them, it wasn't close. It's like 24-3.
In the old Gator Bowl?
Yeah, in the old Gator Bowl. Right, that's correct. 1985.
Denny, do you think Georgia will run through Florida, Missouri, Ole Miss, and Tennessee? Those are the next 4.
I think they'll finish undefeated. I don't think they'll run through it by any stretch. I think.
But you think they're going to win?
Yeah, I think so. I was talking to somebody about this yesterday with Carson specifically. When you look at the way the last 3 weeks have shaken out, if he is able to put together a good 2 or 3 game stretch,
yeah, he could rise up.
All of a sudden, all of a sudden, like I mean, I don't know. Maybe he ends up in New York.
Yeah, he could,
because people have started to kind of fall back down. But I don't know. I think Georgia. I've watched every Georgia snap, and they're really, really good. Probably the best team in the country in a year where we don't know who that is.
Right.
But I don't feel like they have the bite that they've had the last couple of years.
I think that's fair. It's hard to keep that up every year. There's years Alabama doesn't either.
True,
right?
absolutely.
That's
But here's the difference. They've lost so many the last 2 years in the trenches that we haven't really learned who their guys are. But I think over these next 4 games, and you're talking about Carson, but I think up front we're going to learn who these, because they've got injury issues. They're bringing in these 5-star dudes, though. They're bringing in these 5-star dudes.
They have injury issues. They could be down to their 3rd right tackle when they play. They're up in the air. Mims still isn't back since earlier in the year. They're both, Milton and the running backs are both banged up. They try to go, a couple weeks ago and kind of aggravated it. So,
but see, you actually watched the game. I think most people who think Georgia football think that they just line up and run the ball.
No, that's not what they're doing.
And if tomorrow's your first time watching it, you're gonna be like, well, this isn't.
But
Georgia
you wonder. I mean, the Georgia I know, it was so Bowers dependent.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, like you look at the comeback wins when they had to have plays. It's Bowers going for 119 in the second half, right?
Yeah, no doubt. Now they've got another tight end there who's really good. He's not Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
But this is a great opportunity for Carson. I mean, it's you're in your hometown. It's your first game without the guy that everybody believes makes you efficient. It's your chance to show that you're a guy. You're the guy, and that you should be talked about on a national level. So he's excited for it. I'm excited for him. I don't really have a rooting interest in this one, though.
Yeah.
We're going to say it that way.
That's a tough one for you.
Yeah, Walker's struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah, my 12-year-old's struggling.
Yeah.
Huge Gator fan, struggling.
Yeah, but knows Carson Beck well.
Yeah.
And this is a friend, and it's a weird situation. That's why, had he done the right thing and gone to Florida years ago when I told you this and all this happened,
you two were miserable that next day.
I wasn't happy about that one.
And
that one bothered me.
Just for the record, and I'm just going to go by 24/7. I'm not going to go by others. So while they have lost a ton of talent the last few years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Georgia last year was number 2 in recruiting. In 2022, they were number 3 in the recruiting rankings, and in 2021, they were number 4 in the rankings. So
Kirby is
the guys are there.
Yeah. I've been there multiple times. He is a machine.
It's what Billy Napier is trying to recreate, and to that end, he's got a top 5. Listen, Georgia's genesis with Kirby Smart was 7-5, but a top 3 recruiting class.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can, I'd get a little bit intrigued when a guy doesn't have the results on the field, but he's keeping a recruiting class together. So if Billy Napier does keep this thing together, start to finish, with all the noise around the system, it'll increase my confidence level moving forward.
It's funny we were talking about this because I saw last week where they're starting to, they've been doing it, but compare like Kevin Sumlin's record to Jimbo's record.
Yeah.
Remember, we were doing that with Mark Richt and Kirby Smart at one point.
Yeah.
And this guy, just to your point, Jeff, he got all of his guys in, got good and settled, and now is probably the best coach.
I'm going to ask you what might seem like a stupid question for a guy who runs a business with throwing mechanics and teaching quarterbacks how to deliver the football.
Yeah.
Does running the ball as a quarterback, which has become such a part of the game, does that factor into your training at all?
Yeah.
Even as an offshoot?
Yeah. I mean, we work.
So there's a definite, like, It used to be never. You get 5, get 7, throw.
Well, not in the sense of, I mean, all these guys have speed trainers. Right?
Exactly. That's what I mean. But I just mean as a foundation of how you play quarterback, running is now a part of what people are taught.
Absolutely. Especially conceptually if we're going to get off the second read and run on this concept. Right, and so you start to work, patterns like that, and then of course we do a bunch of off-platform and rollout stuff because that's the game now.
Yeah,
that is the game, and so most throws are off-platform these days, especially in college. So yeah, I mean we do it, but I don't even think that I don't even think like the pocket passer, dual threat thing. That's not a thing anymore.
Right.
It's just quarterbacks. Every quarterback is athletic now.
Yep.
And if you're not, you're probably
and they
not
used
playing
to.
quarterback.
And it also seems like it used to be. I think quarterbacks who could run were embarrassed to run. They didn't like to run. Like Mark Brunell, I always sensed would get.
He didn't want to.
He would get a little defensive if you talked about what a good runner he was.
Yeah.
It was almost looked like as an insult.
But one tried and true is fans
love it. They always have.
Absolutely.
They love
when
it.
your guy, as long
Josh
as he,
Allen takes off and run like they went crazy in Buffalo.
I mean, I still remember Brunell coming in for Burline in the preseason.
Yeah.
When it was 3,000 degrees in that full stadium.
Yeah.
And the entire crowd within 5 plays was like, that's our guy.
Back then,
Right.
like when Brunell was running in 95, 96, it was considered blasphemy to suggest that they put more design runs in for the quarterback.
Yeah.
I literally remember asking him, and I'm a young Cub reporter, I'm 30 years old. I remember asking Mark Brunell that in front of his locker.
Yeah.
You know, because he's so successful running, is there a playbook for run? And he looked at me
it's come
like,
full circle.
Like embarrassing to him to be asked that.
This has come full circle. I talked to
Yeah.
Anthony last night.
Right.
Like last night. And now
They're not running enough.
Yeah, it's like, dang gum, man. Like, let's stop running.
It's like, is there anything that you do? And I guess in terms of reading defenses, and if you have a play on, whereas the quarterback, they're in man defense, and everybody's going verticals or go routes, and it clears out, and it's wide. I mean, that's the one where if there's a lane, you're going to get 20 yards.
You go.
Yeah. I mean,
you
that's
go.
a given.
That's if your best matchup doesn't pop early,
right,
and you look and you see the back of those backers numbers, just to go
because
it's a free 20 yards.
The thing we said about Trevor, he doesn't have the wiggle, but he's got straight line speed.
Yeah,
and he showed it the other day.
Yeah, and if he takes off, I mean, he's fast enough to.
Yeah, he's a superstar.
Yeah,
I watched that game in California.
Mm-hmm.
They know who Trevor is. Like they love some Trevor out in Cali.
Oh yeah. I like that.
Gibby, can I get some pop quiz music, please?
Oh, Denny, yes. Congratulations.
We just kind of some elements have combined here. They've come together.
Mm-hmm.
Then it makes this a natural and timely pop quiz.
Okay.
Josh Allen had another rushing touchdown score last night.
He did.
43rd already in his career through just 85 games. He's tied for second.
43?
43 rushing touchdowns in 85 games, okay?
Right.
He's tied for second now with Steve Young, who had 43 in 169 games. For the record, Cam Newton is the all-time leader, 75 through 148 games, so Allen will maintain that pace. But my question to you is, there are 4 active players in quarterbacks in touchdown runs, quarterback only, touchdown runs, in the top 20 in NFL history. I'm going to need you two fine gentlemen.
4 currently playing.
4 current active players are in the top 20 for quarterback rushing scores.
Okay.
I just told you Josh Allen would be the leader. I need you to tell me the other 3, the 3 other active quarterbacks.
All right, stand by.
Who are, so Cam is 1, Josh Allen is tied for second.
Wow, this is tough.
The next one is one's
Lamar's for sure.
The next one's tied for 8th.
I'd say
the next one is tied for 15th, and Lamar is 30th with 29 total.
So Lamar is
20th.
Is the low of the
He's
active?
the low of the active.
Okay, this is a curveball.
Okay, how many does Lamar have?
He has 29.
See, I think Hurts has more than that.
Already? Already? I mean, this. Oh,
I'm not positive. Hold on, let's keep him in our back.
What about Russ? Russ has played a lot of football.
Russ.
We're gonna go Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
And the game ends.
Oh my gosh!
Dang it.
Jalen Hurts has 32 touchdowns.
Right.
Yeah, I thought he did.
Russell Wilson, in fairness, is 30, 31, 2, 3, 4. He's 35th. He has 26. He would be next among the actives.
Is Taysom Hill in there?
No, the intent for the intent of the entire question is still lingering. This guy is 8th all time in quarterback rushing touchdowns.
It's not Mahomes.
It's not Mahomes. It's the why you weren't going to get it right. I only like to ask pop quizzes where I feel like you're going to get them wrong.
I know you do.
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh,
Really? 8th all time. 35 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
One away from tying Michael Vick. Now, Rodgers has also played 231 games. I would have thought John Elway would have been higher on the list. Aaron Rodgers more rushing touchdowns than John Elway. More rushing touchdowns than Dante Culpepper.
He always took
Where's
Cunningham? This is a Oh yeah.
Where's Randall Cunningham?
He is tied with Rodgers, 35.
I was watching some video of him. Man,
Let me give you the top 10 real quick because people may be wondering. Cam Newton is 1.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, Steve Young. Got a couple old school guys sandwiched around Steve McNair, but Jack Kemp and Tobin Rote.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's Mike Vick, Aaron Rodgers, Randall Cunningham, Steve Grogan, Dante Culpepper, John Elway.
That's crazy. I would have never gotten half of those.
Hurts, right? I think what we gleaned from this list is Josh Allen may eventually pass Cam Newton for number 1 all time, and if Jalen Hurts stays healthy and plays, he's got 32 through 52 games.
I wonder if you take quarterbacks sneaks out of that.
Probably not. No,
Hurts would lose.
Yeah, Hurts would lose a bunch.
All of them, right?
That's fair. And all of them would lose some, though.
Hurts had 3 touchdowns in the Super Bowl.
3 or 4.
Yeah. We had the 2-point conversion. So yeah.
Real quick before you run, Kenny Pickett. What are your thoughts about him?
The same as everybody else. I don't really know. He
to be determined.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Big time. He's not bad to where you want to even think about moving on. I think he's the long-term solution in Pittsburgh, but he may take a little longer to develop.
I wasn't impressed, but I will say this, over this year and a half, he has a little bit of clutch in him.
No doubt.
In the fourth quarter, he might be struggling and then boom, boom, boom.
I watched a lot of him at Pitt.
Yeah.
His trainer's a good buddy of mine. Mm-hmm. He's got some dog.
Yeah.
The guy's a competitor for sure.
I think so.
And then this past preseason, he was
small hands
perfect.
that are killing him.
Yeah, he was perfect in the preseason. I don't know what defenses are doing to him that sometimes messes him up.
Yeah.
But 1 week he'll look like Pro Bowl caliber, and the next week he's like,
yeah, it'll be interesting.
I don't know. Yeah.
Rainy day in Pittsburgh apparently on Sunday. So,
hey, Trevor's playing.
Yeah,
I don't care what anybody says. Trevor's playing at a very high level.
Pickett is 23rd in passing yards with 5 touchdowns, 4 picks, passer rating of 81.3, and QBR of 35.5. That dog stinks.
You're unbelievable.
Jeez.
All right, we'll do the Friday 5-pack. Denny, it's good to see you, my brother.
Y'all too.
Denny Thompson, 6 points here. We'll keep it rolling with picks next.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
Even out the wrinkles from a full football weekend.
Did you ever wear a uniform?
Get all the inside of Sunday's game on Postgame Monday. Brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
All right, let's do it.
On 1010XL.
Lauren Brooks here for Hodges Mazda. Why buy from Hodges Mazda at the Avenues? Because they strive to ensure a satisfying and comfortable car buying experience. That's why the sales staff doesn't work on commission, allowing them to put your best interest first. Whether you're looking for a brand new Mazda or a pre-owned vehicle, Hodges Mazda has a large selection to help you choose from. And every vehicle purchased from Hodges Mazda comes with 2 years free maintenance and free car washes for life. Now that's peace of mind. So visit them today or shop online at HodgesMazda.com.
It's one of life's most important decisions. If you're 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, have children, you likely want to take care of your family. Of course you do. Hicken here from Matt Hinson and the Hinson Law Firm. I'm not an attorney yet, but have you done your last will? It's not a real comfortable thing, but it's something that you have to take care of. Besides getting your assets to the people that you want them to get to, planning may help minimize income, gift, and estate taxes as well. Matt Hinson's going to listen. He's going to help you with some tough decisions. He'll provide you all the info that you need so you are at ease with your choice. It's the Hinson Law Firm. If you have questions, Matt's got the answers. Reach out at 904-527-1700, 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Does your home or building need painting? For over 20 years, Performance Painting has had the privilege of preserving many of Jacksonville's most prominent buildings. That said, we feel like we're just getting started. I'm Jason Parker, and our team thrives on preparing, protecting, and preserving the homes, businesses, and public buildings that make up our local landscape. Contact us today to put our years of experience to work for you. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
I had a question about my insurance the other day, so I called my new State Farm agent. And would you believe I talked to the same person who remembered my name? They said that was called service. And then they asked if my dog Max was over his cold. They called that service too. And then they helped me find ways to save on my home and auto coverage. I asked State Farm what they called that. They said service.
Call State Farm agent Rami Elabu, 309-9077.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. For 46 years, Monahan's has been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with thousands of items of fine jewelry on display. But did you know we also have the fastest jewelry repair in town? That's right, our team of master jewelers are among the best craftsmen Jacksonville has to offer, and Monahan's can execute almost any repair with one-day service. Ring sizing, stone setting, prong replacement, one-day turnaround. Monahan's has the fastest jewelry repair in town. It doesn't matter how complex, Monahan's can do it in 1 day or two. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Go!
After you've seen your team play, find out what happened in the rest of the games on the First Coast.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Friday Night Lights.
With Hacker and Andrew Gibson. Brought to you by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here for Big Chief Tire. Looking for affordable tires without sacrificing quality? Well, look no further than Big Chief Tire. Whether you're gearing up for holiday travel or simply need a fresh set of wheels, they're rolling out fantastic deals on tires for all their valued customers. Visit the website at BigChiefTire.com or call 904-932-0950 today to schedule an appointment at any of their 5 locations. They keep Jacks rolling.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here. Football season's in full throttle, and you still haven't tried Underdog Fantasy's Pick'em game yet? Underdog just extended a $500 new sign-up match, so now's the time. Here's how the game works. You pick between 2 to 5 players, select whether they'll go higher or lower on one of their stats, then do what you usually spend game day doing, watching football. You can win up to 20 times your money in a single game by going 5 for 5. It's a fantasy game, but you can win real cash. So head to Underdog Fantasy's easy-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with promo code 1010XL, and right now you'll get your first deposit matched up to $500. Remember, that's Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code 1010XL. Underdog now matching sign-up deposits up to $500. That offer won't last forever. So use promo code 1010XL. You do have to be 18 or older and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit ncpgambling.org.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists is holding their annual Bumps and Bruises clinics every Saturday morning through early November. These injury evaluations are absolutely free and open to every school and athletic program. So see us this Saturday morning at 3 North Florida locations from 9 to 10. The Brooks Center for Sports Therapy inside the YMCA. Preferred Physical Therapy, Fleming Island. And at Atlas Physical Therapy in St. Johns County.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Jags fans, Gate is offering the ultimate prize this season. A chance for you and 3 friends to meet Trevor Lawrence. With the My Gate Rewards Gatorade Club, for every 5 Gatorade products you buy, you'll enter for a chance to win. See store for details. Gate, your hometown convenience store.
You know the rule. Fall is for football. Yeah, but don't forget golf. The Golf Club of Southampton wants to remind you, if football takes up most of your weekend, then tee it up during the week at Southampton. Call 287-PLAY and set up a foursome and see the great shape the course is in right now. When temps start to cool, your golf game should be heating up at Southampton. Check out the great things going on with the tremendous practice area, a course that offers tees for every skill level, and a great group of people to take care of you. It's all happening at Southampton.
It's Raymond and Austin. We're back on All-Star Sports Radio. Celebrating their 30th year, our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is going big.
That's right, Austin. Sports bettors can win a new truck, get the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus, and even get up to 30 risk-free bets.
Touchdown! BetUS also has a 150% casino sign-up bonus.
Blackjack, now you're talking, Austin. They also have live dealers and live betting on sports, including racetrack.
Get started today at BetUS.com, where the game begins.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the Friday 5-Pack.
All right, take the baseline for a walk. Keep the symbol splashy. It's time to bring in the Cat, Shark Coatings, representing Shark Coatings.
Yes, sir.
Hicken and Prosser here as well to bring everybody up to date. The Cat continues to lead by 1. Is it +6, Cat, that you are?
Correct. It is +6 for me, +5 for you, Dan, -1 for Jeff, and 38-10 Hokies.
Yes, congratulations. Big win over the Cuse.
On our way to face FSU again in the ACC Championship.
That's what you predicted yesterday.
Still alive.
We shall see.
Still alive. All right. Let's dive into this. Who has the honors this week? I wasn't here last week, so I don't remember where we are in the order.
We can't remember anything, remember?
Yes.
I think you went second. I think Cat's first, you're second, and I'm third.
Fair enough. So, Cat, you have the honors, sir, to kick.
We got to
things
take the baseline for a walk and keep the symbol splashy. What's going on?
He's searching.
He's searching for it still.
Yeah.
I know,
It's
right?
called,
I feel
it could be
weird.
called Take 5. It's going to be on your board. It's in your system. We play it every single Friday, so.
Feel
No.
weird.
He's snapping at me. I'm just trying to say it's in the system. You don't have to look for it in the.
Cat, you have the honors, sir.
All righty. Here we go. We're going to start this off with a team that I have written since last year.
Mm-hmm.
The Utes out there, they're facing Oregon at home.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how the books don't continue to learn. Utah, all they've done is win the Pac the last couple years.
Mm-hmm.
All they do is beat these top Pac teams.
Yeah.
They're at home,
Yeah.
and they've got Oregon favored by 6.5. Give me the Utes.
That was a strange. I too thought that was a strange line.
Yes. I believe I'm up next. I will also go to the Pac-12. And not as big a game, but one that I'm scratching my head over, and that is Pete Prisco's Arizona State Sun Devils, who will be playing with the Cougars of Washington State. I'm going to take Arizona State at home, +6 against Washington State.
Arizona State +5.5.
Okay.
Arizona State +5.5.
Jeffrey, you're up.
Yeah, I get a couple picks here, don't I?
Yes, you do.
I'm going to go to the ACC.
Okay.
I'm selling Clemson, bro. Every time Clemson plays, they do something to make it a closer game than it should be. They are at NC State. They're given 10. Doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Take NC State +10. And just because, I'm going to offer up a Friday degenerate special.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I felt pretty, I've been relatively 8-2 the last 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm 8-2 the last 2 weeks, so I finally feel comfortable.
Okay.
It's certainly not a lock, but I want to get in on the action early. I want to settle up in front of the TV tonight. I'm going to take, and I like this for a variety of reasons, but you know what I am, Kat, you know this about me probably more than Dan.
Of course.
If I could find the public ever less than 30%, yet the line moving the other way, I got to grab it. Charlotte opened +5.5, okay?
Mm-hmm.
71% of the public is on FAU, and now Charlotte's only getting 3.5. So you explain to me, Kat, what's going on there? Huh?
Back up the Brinks truck.
Correct.
Back up the Brinks truck.
Vegas, everyone's betting FAU, and Vegas is lowering the line to get you to bet more FAU. So I will. I wish I had Charlotte +5.5. By the way, I'll take Charlotte in a Friday degenerate special.
Yes.
+3.5.
Like it.
Dan, back to you, my friend.
Is it back to me? I'm gonna take the Tulane Green Wave. They're on the road. They're laying some points.
10.5, I believe.
But I'm going to take Tulane and lay those points against Rice-A-Roni.
Okay, Tulane.
Green Wave of one, I think 6 in a row.
-10.5.
Mm-hmm.
All righty.
Cat for 2.
Cat for 2.
two here. In the SEC here, it's not a home dog, but I just do not think Auburn's any good. And Mississippi State on the road is Auburn's favored by 6.5. I don't see it. I'm taking Mississippi State. I'm taking the Bulldogs.
You love the Bulldogs. You take them a lot.
I did. I rode them last week. They got me a 7-3 victory.
6.5, is that what they are?
It's 6.5
Okay.
Plus 6.5.
Yeah, gotcha. One more.
And then going to jump over to the NFL and surprise you a little bit.
Oh.
And Matthew Stafford's going to his hometown. Might be the last time he ever gets a chance to play in AT&T Stadium. I think he's going to do big things. I don't believe in the Cowboys. Give me the Rams plus 6 on the road at Jerry World.
Okay. Daniel?
I had that one on my board there, Cat. I don't like that. I'm going to go. I'm going to ride with. We talked about this game a little bit. I think everybody likes it. I'm going to go with Rock Chalk Jayhawk to play Okie tough.
Yep, almost took them. Kansas plus 9.5.
9.5.
I don't know why none of us have claimed this game. It makes me a little leery. I mean, I got one guy on the hotline right now that thinks the team's going 17-0 every year. I got another guy sitting over here to the right that thinks we may win this. I mean, we're given 2.5 at Pittsburgh. We're significantly better. I like the Jags by at least a touchdown, so I will take Jacksonville minus 2.5.
Well done.
I have that on my board, but I was nervous because they haven't won when I picked them and only when Dan picks them.
Yeah.
All right. Now I'm going to go with a game that makes little to no sense until it does. Washington Commanders are home against the Eagles. They're only getting 7, and I say only 7. They're plus 7 at home. But here's the issue. Remember they played Philly earlier this year and almost won the game?
Yes.
Does anyone remember last year? I think it was Sunday Night Football. Washington beat Philadelphia.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The Commanders got a little something. They keep this game closer than they do. Am I picking a win straight up? No, although it might be worth just a little bit on the money line. I will take the Commanders at home getting 7 against the Eagles.
Hail to the Commanders.
I'm going to go with bounce back time for Penn State. I like a big spread. And they're 32-point favorites over Indiana, who basically is just trying to figure out how to get rid of their coach. So I think Penn State wins and covers.
Penn State, 31.5. Two for Cat.
This one, I don't think
Dan has yet to bet an NFL game. I lodge a protest. I like to have something going on Sunday to keep me interested.
That's you.
I'll make up for it, Jeff. I'll pick an NFL game here. I got one I don't think anybody's going to pick, but it's a home dog, or in this case, a home cat. And we got the Carolina.
No, I like that a lot. If I took another NFL game, it would be that one. I think they win the game straight up.
They're both coming off bye weeks. This is a head-to-head competition between two quarterbacks who've been friends since 7th grade, and Bryce Young's always been the top dog there. I think he's going to show again he's the top dog. I think Carolina gets their first win, but I'm taking Carolina to cover 3 points at home against Houston.
You get 3.5.
Yes.
I like that because I also like that. That's another one where 70% of the public is on Houston. If you did nothing else and you just look for teams that were 30% or less and you bet them all, I guarantee you'd have a winning record.
Yeah, and then my last pick.
Actually, you were right. It's plus 3. I was on a different site. You're good. You're back to 3.
Plus 3?
Yeah.
Darn it. A field goal is going to be a push then. All right, the last one for me, we're going back to Minshew. I believe in him. They got it's even. I had even. I also had like +1. Where's it at right now?
Hold on.
At Indy.
Yeah, I got it there. All right. What?
I think Minshew gets this done. Give me the Colts to win this because I think it's a pick 'em.
All right. What? The Colts are +1.
Okay.
All right. What was the other one I just said? The Panthers. Yeah, you were right. It's 3.5. You get 3.5 there. All right. So you're back to 3.5 on the Panthers. That does it for Cat. Utah plus 6.5. Mississippi State plus 6.5. Rams plus 6. Panthers plus 3.5. Colts plus 1. Dan, your last pick. Dan has Arizona State plus 5.5. Tulane minus 10.5. Kansas plus 9.5. Penn State minus 31.5.
And I'll wrap it up with. I'm going to take. We'll take Arizona out in the desert. Take a big old point spread against Baltimore. I'll take those 9.5 points.
You'll give those 9.5 points?
Yep. No, I ain't giving them. I'm taking them. I want Arizona plus 9.
Oh, you're taking Arizona.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were.
Yeah. See what happens.
So that's the Cardinals.
Cross-country trip,
Yeah, I mean, they played so well last week, so maybe Arizona can muster up one last fight in them.
Tough to go west.
Tough to go west, my man. Tough to go west.
You guys have grabbed up some of my picks here. I find myself scrambling a little bit, but I'm going to have to. I'm going to take UVA getting 18.5 at Miami. I've just seen Miami make too many mistakes. Virginia somehow, for some reason, is just good better on the road than they are at home against the spread, at least. They're 2-5 overall, but 5-2 ATS, and I'll take those 18.5 coming off right? Didn't they just beat North Carolina last week, Virginia? Let's hope for some momentum. We'll take UVA plus 18.5. Kat, that'll do it, buddy. Good luck, but not too good. And we'll talk to you next week.
See you, boys.
See you, man. There he goes. All right, that's 5-pack put to bed. Here's hoping we will continue with at least a modicum of success. Back with more next on a GFL Friday. That's Green for Life.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. He's lived on the line of scrimmage, so he sees things we miss.
I'm Jeff Logman, and I'll tell you what I saw on Check the Tape Tuesday.
Brought to you by Mr. Sparky of the First Coast, your on-time electrician.
Tuesdays from 10 to noon on 1010XL.
Key Buick GMC. Save up to $6,500 on new Buicks to combine big savings with a low APR to fit any budget. Like 1.9% APR financing for 36 months, 4.1% for 60 months, or 5.04% for up to 72 months. Also, right now, enjoy no payment on new Buicks until 2024. Whenever you buy a brand new Key Buick GMC, it always comes with the lifetime powertrain warranty. Across the street from Tinseltown, Southside and Gate.
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Instant Keys saves the day if you have lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call 722-1111.
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Love seafood and football? Sliders Oyster Bar in Neptune Beach should be your first choice when craving the freshest seafood in the 904. Come watch the Jags and enjoy a cocktail on the newly renovated patio. So when you're out at the beach, stop into the beach's best oyster bar for the last 40 years. Open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. Fully renovated with more seating to serve the freshest seafood around. Sliders Oyster Bar in Neptune Beach, locally owned by Safe Harbor Seafood.
W's and L's are what it's all about in football season, and you know you want to be a winner. Well, don't forget about calling Florida Home AC at 777-4300 before all your friends come over and that AC or heating unit conks out. You'll have that L on your forehead, and that sticks. Make sure your AC can handle the heat and invite the gang over for a win. Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, with prompt and quick service to make sure you stay cool in the heat and warm in the winter.
Pre-Game Friday is brought to you by MyBookie
and Dream Finders Homes
on 1010XL.
One of college football's most storied programs.
It's a legacy of greatness. I'm RJ Saunders, and I'll take the Tomahawk to Tallahassee.
Brought to you by your local Ag Pro, your home team on 1010XL.
I'm just happy to have a roof over my head. You've heard that saying a bunch probably through the years, but what if it leaks? That's never good. Who do you call? How can you be sure they're any good? Who to trust? Well, remember this. Preferred Roofing guarantees to educate and inform their customers on such a big decision as replacing a roof. Let their consultants help you make an informed choice that you're sure to feel good about. Master Elite Certified Contractors, Preferred Roofing is who you need to call. Tell them Joe C. sent you.
Gang, when you're traveling for the holidays, gift your pets time to play, snooze, and snuggle while you're away. From comfortable beds to playtime with furry friends, the suites at Pet Paradise include all the trimmings to make a stay feel like home. Space limited. Visit Pet Paradise today, petparadise.com, and book today. Through November 8th now, we're going to extend Wacky Wednesday. Your dog can enjoy all the fun of day camp for just $25 on Wednesdays at Pet Paradise. Plus $1 from each camper are going to be donated to local pet charities. So let your pup have fun at camp while you're helping others. Pet Paradise is your ultimate home away from home for your four-legged family member. Whether your pet prefers splashing in the pool, making new friends, or just snuggling in a bed, Pet Paradise's team of pet-loving pros will ensure the most important pet in the world has a great visit for day camp or an overnight stay. You can watch your pet play, snooze, and make friends via the Pet Paradise app. You can also book day camp, boarding, grooming, and vet appointments, plus keep up on your loyalty points. Download the app today and visit petparadise.com.
Hey, listen up, sports bettors. Hicken here to tell you about my favorite sports booking casino. That's BetUS.com. Football's here. It's time to lay down your bets. I endorse one sports book, and that's BetUS.com. BetUS is celebrating its 30th year with a special offer, up to 30 risk-free bets. It's called Bet Protect. There's more. BetUS.com offers the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus. Start today at BetUS.com or 1-800-MyBetUS. BetUS.com sportsbook and casino, where the game begins.
The shoulder is one of the body's largest joints, prone to a variety of injuries and conditions that cause pain. Dr. George Bari here, and at Bari Orthopedics, we know an active lifestyle can lead to serious joint pain. We can help with an accurate diagnosis and treatment for a full spectrum of shoulder injuries, from arthritis, bursitis, tendonitis, or rotator cuff and labral tearing. Bari Orthopedics can help. If you or a loved one suffers from shoulder pain, don't hesitate to call or log on to BariOrthopedics.com.
Hi, this is Dale Murray from South Georgia to Central Florida and coast to coast. The Murray Ford Superstores are still putting the customers first and cranking out the deals those big city dealers can't touch. It's no wonder everybody's driving to Murray Ford Superstore to purchase their new vehicle. It's simple. If Murray Ford Superstores doesn't have it, the manufacturer doesn't build it. Plus, you get a 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified new and pre-owned vehicle. Shazam! Holy Jesus Aruba Batman, how do we do it? There's no reason for your purchase to take all day, running around with those big city dealers and being flim-flammed with those big city prices. Nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. And we'll trade anything from aluminum cans to minivans. Be American, buy Murray Ford Superstore. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray, in Stark or Kingsland. I'll be waiting for you. And remember, at any Murray Superstore, it's all about you. Shazam!
This is Dr. James Perry, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Offensive coordinator Press Taylor spoke on the consistency of the offense and what they can work on to be more successful.
It's kind of what we're chasing is perfection. We want every single play call to be against the defense we envisioned it being against, that we practiced it against, that the right guy gets his depth, wins the route, we throw at the perfect spot. So that's kind of the part of this that makes it fun, is you're always chasing that. Ultimately, we want to be consistently efficient and explosive, and we haven't consistently done that. There's times, there's spurts, there's drives, there's plays within drives that were consistent, there's plays where we're explosive, but we have not done that on a consistent basis. So as an offense, that's what we're chasing all the time.
Press Taylor, courtesy of Jaguars.com. I'm Molly McDonald with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars Update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, welcome back to the program. Look, we do sports talk radio here. And so people who generally tune into us are sports fans. Now, you know, I don't speak for others. Our show will delve into other things. We'll see what's trending and read New York City headlines and give advice and such. But generally speaking, if you listen to this program, you love sports. So I found 3 Googans who don't even know we exist.
Okay.
Yes.
Here in town, you mean? Sports fans in town?
These 3 sports fans, and I use that term loosely, were playing the hit show Jeopardy last night.
Okay.
And I think Gibby has brought a clip. It's pretty self-explanatory. What was the subject, Gibby? Do you see that?
It was Hall of Famers by position.
Hall of Famers by position. So I'm going to give you names, and you tell me what position they
Sure.
play.
Oh, this. By the way, this would where we get back in it.
Yes.
And so we'll miss famous museums. We'd be screwed.
Screwed.
Right.
The Louvre.
There you
All right,
go.
Go ahead. Play the clip.
Smithsonian.
A Hall of
Fame by position 400. Joe Namath.
Yeah, quarterback.
Mason.
What is quarterback?
Okay. Good start.
Hall of Famer by position 800.
Here we go.
Bill Russell. Bill Walton.
Centers.
Yeah.
They are basketball centers.
Oof.
Mason.
Hall of Famer by position 1200.
Okay.
Bob Feller. Bob Lemon. Bob Gibson.
Pitchers.
Pitchers. Sure. Easy. Sweeping the category.
The baseball pitchers. This
Gosh,
might be a
I hate
fun
people.
category.
Oh, boy.
2 left, Mason.
Come on, man. We got 2 more.
Hall of Famer by position for 1600.
Come on, baby.
Sports fans, I believe in you. Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, John Stallworth.
Receivers.
Gosh, that's terrible.
Oh, dear.
That's the worst.
They are wide receivers.
Oh, wow.
Let's finish it off. Gump Worsley, Shrimp Waters, Rat Westwick.
Those are goalies. NHL goalies. Gump Worsley. No
It just
chance.
sounds like I'm making people up. These are hockey goalies.
Yeah.
All right, so that's
pitiful.
they're not listening to the
That's
show,
pitiful.
is what I'm trying to tell you. They're not with us right now.
I have a then and now question for you.
Okay.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Then, when the season started,
Okay.
between Devontae Adams' listings, between Calvin Ridley's performances in training camp, between the rust apparently being knocked off,
Mm-hmm.
what would you have expected Calvin Ridley to be right now in receiving yards in the NFL? 1 to 1,000. Rank. Like, where would he be ranked in receiving yards right now? What would you
Right
have
now?
thought? Yeah, what would you have thought? 7
Because
games in.
I mean, I know, but you
Yeah,
mean
what would
going in.
Right,
I would have
like
hoped.
back-
I would have hoped he'd been like top 15.
Right?
Yeah.
And I won't bother going through catches, yards,
Yeah.
touchdowns. I'm with you. And that would be the low end.
Yeah, I wasn't like
Right, I am him. He's predicting 1,800 yards. The chemistry seems fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
We have been in search of Christian Kirk isn't quoted true number one. Now we had a true number one. I'm just going by what our narrative and what we saw and what we thought, and I guess maybe hoped. Because the receiver that we had hoped would be top, I'd even say, to be honest with you, I think we were looking more top 10.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at we finally have a number one receiver. Those are the kind of terms. He was Jimmy Smith level. He's not been Jimmy Smith level at all.
Right.
So, through 7 games with 368 yards, Calvin Ridley is 40th in the NFL in receiving yards, 4-0.
Mm-hmm.
With 27 total receptions, he is 47th in the NFL. That's 4-7. I mean, damn, these are Mike Sims Walker numbers, bro.
Right.
I mean, this is an issue. And you know what? I'm also tired of. Give me that. Give me Press Taylor. Gibby. Press Taylor. Let me give you exactly what I want here. Let me give you what I want here from Press Taylor. I want exactly what I want, and I'll call for it here in just a second, right? So 47th in receptions, 34th with just 2 touchdowns. This is not the number one receiver we were expecting, no?
We certainly need to figure out ways to get him the ball. I mean, that's a big part of it. I mean, Calvin is a great player and deserves touches and changes the game when he gets touches. But at the same time, you're taking something away to give something up. So we want to do the right thing and just go where we're supposed to go with the football based on whatever they're allowing us. And maybe it's you're getting into shell looks, there's a lighter box, we have the ability to run the ball. You're getting into bracket looks and somebody else has a good man matchup, and we can work that way. But there's certain things that we want to be able to do to allow Calvin to have an impact with the ball in his hand. He impacts the game the second he steps on the field. So whether we're getting him the ball or not, defenses are certainly aware. You see defenses have certain plans for him in different situations, but he's somebody that we feel needs the ball.
Yeah, I think we all agree. Christian Kirk, by the way, with 55 targets, leads the Jags in all receiving categories.
Mm-hmm.
Evan Ingram has 51 targets. Calvin Ridley, to the point, they're just 48 targets. But that's still, I mean, you're top 30 in targets and you're, 45th to 50th in production. I just expected more. And now's the time to reflect as they try and get this guy on track. I read, gosh, I don't know. It may have been a D-Rock column. I don't know where it was, but, they were looking at his production in Atlanta. He was playing a different position. They're playing him a lot more outside here than they did there, and he thrived, between the numbers. Trevor, this seems hard to believe because Kirk is such a good slot receiver, and Evan Ingram has been so productive, but Trevor Lawrence inside the numbers, 3rd and 4th down, is very not good. It's like 27th in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so maybe there's some moving around, but you heard I don't like this theme now on both sides of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
We have a theme on both sides of the ball with two very highly acclaimed athletes that they're making all of this contribution without you seeing it.
Yeah.
Right? With
Yeah.
same things. Trayvon Walker, you say the same thing.
Yeah.
In fact, real quick before we go to break, Mike Caldwell, please, on Trayvon Walker and what he's been bringing to the table this year.
That's the thing that really goes unnoticed. You know, if you're an outside rusher, the only thing that you worry about is sacks. But we focus on stopping the run here, and he does a great job of handling tight ends, handling tackles, and squeezing off gaps, so it enables us to play the defense we want to play.
So I got a couple of guys here doing a great job of occupying space while the rest of the guys take care of the production. Meanwhile, those are the guys, those positions, those names you need production from.
Yeah.
So another way of saying it, yeah, we're winning and successful so far in spite of them.
Well, yeah, and look, we're only halfway through the season, so I think that's positive because I think Calvin Ridley will continue to play better. And you know what? He might have said there was no rust, but maybe there is, So we'll see. He's also playing for a contract, so Jags will make determinations going forward. It's a business, too. Don't forget that. But as we continue to go, it's all about winning this year. And what are we doing to win this year? And I think Calvin Ridley helps the offense 100%. So whether he's catching the ball or not, team's got to be aware of him. So I feel good about where we are, what's happening. And I think that with Calvin Ridley and Trayvon Walker, better football hopefully lies ahead.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens in the second half and how the Jaguars approach, Calvin Ridley long-term here.
For sure.
I felt like before that was kind of the submit yourself as a number one and you will be Trevor's guy for the next 5-6 years. And the other rotating pieces will change ultimately. And now I don't feel as strongly that way. You?
No, no.
Time for the 9 o'clock hour when we return.
Oh.
It's a GFL Friday.
Nasty. I think we've already done that.
Oh, boy. Here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
First of all, congratulations on the show.
Join the 1010XL Podcast Network.
How do you like being in a real studio?
Now you can find all your favorite 1010XL podcasts in your platform of choice.
Like an offensive lineman protecting his quarterback at all costs, Craig and Christine Kaprowski, they do the same. This husband and wife team have teamed up to take care of all of our insurance needs. They're going to find us protection in a fast, friendly, affordable way. And affordable is a key word, man. Maybe you need a checkup. Maybe you think you're paying too much. I've had people come to me and I say, call the Kaprowskis. And they call the Kaprowskis, and all of a sudden they're saving money. My daughter saves more than $100 a month on her auto insurance. Homeowners, auto, flood, you got a boat. Craig and Christine are part of the Goosehead family, insurance family. In a few minutes, they can find you the right coverage and the right price. I trust them with my insurance needs. Maybe you should. If you need a checkup, it's easy to get a hold of them. Craig.Kaprowski at Goosehead.com. Craig.Kaprowski, K-O-P-R-O-S-K-I at Goosehead.com. Or call 904-478-8422. That's 478-8422.
Here's what's happening in Bulldog Country. The Georgia Bulldog Report. Brought to you by Travis Cummings and the Bailey Group.
You know, this game has always been called the world's greatest cocktail party. Do you know what is going to happen here tonight? And up at St. Simon's and Jekyll Island and all those places where all those dog people have got these condominiums for 4 days? Man, is there going to be some property destroyed tonight. 26-21. Dogs on top.
Elevate your driving experience with Osteen Volvo Cars of Jacksonville. The Osteen Volvo team is a key piece of our community, and when it comes to cars, excellence is non-negotiable. Visit Osteen Volvo on Phillips Highway, online at osteenvolvo.com.
Mia here, and my friends at Brackish Vodka have some exciting news. They've just introduced 2 incredible new flavors that are sure to elevate your experience. Get ready to meet espresso and elderflower. If you're looking for something a bit more floral with a hint of honey, like St. Germain but with a vodka twist, then elderflower is your go-to choice. It's elegance in a bottle, a sip of sophistication. Drink like a local and drink Brackish Vodka, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Man, I'm excited for RV City at Florida, Georgia.
But RV Heaven is just down the road. Island Oaks RV Resort.
That's off exit 333, right? Past McClenny?
Yep.
Will my kids like it?
They'll love it. Tons of fall events are coming, like Hocus Pocus Night and Spooky Island Halloween, plus live music and karaoke. You can stay in a cabin right on the premises. It's way cheaper and better than a hotel.
Where can I book our stay?
Visit IslandOaksRVResort.com. That's IslandOaksRVResort.com.
The best time of the year for blue crabs? Right now at the Blue Crab Crab House. They've been open since 1996, and they are a staple here in Duval. Sundays, you have the Bloody Mary specials. Mimosas as well, $2.50, noon until 5 o'clock. Of course, each and every Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oysters. Right off of San Jose on Jewington Creek Road, it is the Blue Crab Crab House.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach. 1010XL's Friday Restaurant of the Day is Perfect Rack Billiards in Murray Hill. Open daily at 4. Catch all the NFL weekend action. Always at Perfect Rack Billiards in Murray Hill. A great place to watch football.
Discover the difference that local expertise makes at First Coast Lighting and Fans. Visit their showroom at the Avenues and browse high-quality products to match your desire for elegance, quality, and uniqueness at First Coast Lighting and Fans.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists is holding their annual Bumps and Bruises clinics every Saturday morning through early November. These injury evaluations are absolutely free and open to every school and athletic program. So see us this Saturday morning at 3 North Florida locations from 9 to 10. The Brooks Center for Sports Therapy inside the YMCA. Preferred Physical Therapy, Fleming Island. And at Atlas Physical Therapy in St. Johns County.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
If you found 100 on the ground, you wouldn't walk right past it now, would you? So why are you passing up on cash and winners each weekend? It's your main man, E.T. here with MyBookie. And let me tell you, MyBookie has the biggest online selection of odds and contests to fill your sports betting needs. Anytime, anywhere. So you can turn that sports knowledge into straight cash, homie. Bet on the NFL, MLB playoffs, or play for a share of the big cash prizes in the weekly blackjack tournament. If you've been waiting on the right time to get in on the action, well, the right time is now. Make your winning move today. Sign up at MyBookie.com and use promo code 1010XL to claim that deposit match redeemable for up to $1,000. Again, that's promo code 1010XL to claim that bonus. Experience the thrill of sports betting right from the comfort of your own home. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Come on, somebody.
They're out to test our reputation as the best plumber in Jax, so we gotta play like the experts we are. Now, who are we?
Roland Reach Plumbing!
Now that's what a winner sounds like.
Customers always win with Roland Reach Plumbing at plumberinjax.com.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Bobcat of Jacksonville. As Florida squares off against rival Georgia, Gator head coach Billy Napier shared why this year's team is in a better position to face the #1 team in the nation.
This group, we have a leadership element that I respect. I think we have some veteran players that are doing a really good job setting a good example.
Getting set to face Wake Forest, FSU leads the ACC in scoring defense in October. Head coach Mike Norvell credits the veteran presence on defense.
It does help to have some experience in guys that have at least gone through and faced a little bit of this offense.
Florida linebacker Shamar James, responding to an ESPN report of dysfunction last year, offered why this year is different.
This year, it's a lot of people that bought in during the offseason, and also this season, a lot of guys that stepped into the role and actually taking pride in doing what they're told to do.
At your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, I'm Sam Nelson.
71 degrees at 9:07. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
The Jaguars are chasing the dream. Dan and Jeff get you ready for this week's opponent. Brought to you by Dreamfinders Homes. They have the strongest focus on customer satisfaction.
All right, welcome back to the program. Dreamfinders, of course, the official home builders of the Jacksonville Jaguars since 2014. Jags go up to Pittsburgh. I miss old Three Rivers. Heinz Field. It's not Heinz Field anymore. What is it? Accenture?
Who knows? No one knows.
Yeah.
It's called the Gator Bowl, Dan.
Yes. And the Jags will take on the Steelers, who, again, I'm somewhat stunned that they're 4-2. I got to be honest. I did not think they were. Houston beat them 30-6 this year, but they came back and beat the Ravens. That was a nice win, and now they beat the Rams. And now they're doing what Tomlin teams do, and they're 4-2 on the season, and they'll, take on the Jags, and we'll see how they do. I mean, they figure out, to their credit, they figure out ways to win. And the Jags are going to be in a fight. They're 4-0 in one-score games this season, the best record in the league in such games. Jags are 3-1 in those contests. Tomlin 95, 58-2 in the regular season in one-score games. That's pretty doggone good, right?
Yeah.
46-20 over the past 7 years. And again, Roethlisberger, Pickett, Trubisky, Mason Rudolph, Duck Hodges, and Landry Jones. Right?
Yeah, I guess, but mostly Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
Here is why.
Played the majority of their games without your guy Deontay Johnson and Cam Hayward.
I hear you.
Johnson has returned.
He was pretty good last week.
5 for 79.
By the way, speaking of my guy in my fantasy team, of course I'm playing against Gabe Davis. Of course I am.
Oh.
I had about 20 points last night. This dude averages 6 a game. It's just. Here's the problem with I think it's well documented now at this point that Pittsburgh fan really doesn't like Mike Tomlin. Not all of them, but for successful coaches, he would be low in approval ratings.
Well, it's a double-edged sword with Mike Tomlin, right?
He did win the Super Bowl, by the way.
He did, but and that gives you a lot of in Pittsburgh. That's the expectation, though, at least to be in the playoffs and win some playoff games, and that's what he has not done. But other than that, he's been stellar, and most people don't feel like they have a roster that competes.
5-8 in the playoffs since winning the Super Bowl. They've lost their last 3 playoff games and given up an average of 45 points a game in those games. The Jags beat them 45-42. The Browns beat them 48-37. The Chiefs beat them 42-21. They missed the playoffs last year. They haven't had a playoff win since 2016.
Since 2016.
Last time they won a playoff game.
Who did they beat?
They beat the Dolphins at home in the wild card. Then they won at the Chiefs in the division with Alex Smith.
Yeah.
18-16. And then they got manhandled by the Patriots 36-17.
Started and headquartered in Jacksonville in 2009. Dreamfinders now sells new homes in 8 states nationally. Pittsburgh has obviously it's a great place to go. And Trevor talked about it this week. He's looking forward to it. And it's a bucket list game for him. It's a game that, any quarterback would love to go play a game against the Steelers. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be raining up there. Does that affect in any way your thoughts about this game? Because
no.
Here's the deal. Steelers aren't good stopping the run. Jaguars are. That part should be an advantage if it's raining.
They always say, too, that the passing offense takes an advantage more than the rushing offense because the receiver knows where he's going and the corner doesn't. So, I don't mean to make this a joke, but isn't the knock on Trubisky I did it again, Pickett or one of them that he's small hands?
Yes.
Right? I mean, that's so the reality of small hands on a rainy day, that's worse. So I'll take our big-handed, long, blonde-haired Trevor Lawrence in that situation. The Jags are significantly better. Here's what I really think is going to happen. I think Doug Peterson has his team focused. I think they had a little extra time. They know they have the bye week coming. They know the ramifications of either turning it over or not protecting Trevor just based on what the Steelers do in those situations. And I think they'll win the game comfortably, 31-16.
Since week 12 of last season, Jeffrey, the Jacksonville Jaguars are 11-3 in that span. The only teams with better records, Chiefs and Niners 12-2, and the Eagles 11-3. However, Pittsburgh 10-3.
Yeah, remember they made a charge to get back to 500.
Yeah,
they're a strange team, but I think they are a team, Dan, who is capable. If there's a 4-2 team that can lose at home 30-7, it's them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would say so.
Like. The Niners beat them in the opener 30-7.
Okay.
They lost at Houston 30-6. What 4-2 team loses their 2 games by 23 and 24 points?
Yeah. That's fair.
I like the Jags a lot. I think they're really better, man. I think they're really better. I think it's a good matchup for them. They cannot run the ball, and you're going to give some wet conditions and some small hands and hopefully some sacks.
Jags are allowing just 80.6 yards rushing per game, only 3.6 yards per attempt. Teams are throwing the ball 65.8% of the time against the Jags. Only Philly and San Francisco have seen a greater percentage of passes. So the numbers tell you why the Jags have only allowed 3 opponents this season to top 100 yards rushing, and the Steelers have only topped 100 rushing yards twice this year. So advantage Jags when you look at that, and so it'll be interesting. It'll be a fun game. So anyway, we look at the opponents. It's 2014, only one official home builder of the Jags. That's Dreamfinders. Quality built homes, speedy move-in process, 20-plus communities, best locations in Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to live. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for all your move-in-ready homes and step up your game. I look forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun coming off Florida-Georgia, which goes tomorrow, Saturday, 3:30 kick on CBS. We'll be live after with a post-game show.
Well, good for you.
Thank you. Media mogul. Got stuff to do. Busy times. So, Georgia.
Trent Baalke is texted in on the Texan Designed by Lifetime Enclosures.
What's Trent got for us?
Wow, it's exciting. I didn't know that.
Deal?
I'm shocked. I mean, yeah. Someone tell Jeff sacks aren't everything. Georgia has won 2 back-to-back natties, implementing a high havoc rate. Walker is doing just that. Oh, okay, Trent. Thank you. Or maybe that's just some Guggen who's a mouthpiece to Trent Baalke who's making a ridiculously poor statement. Havoc rate is great, my brother, if you're not the number 1 pick in the draft playing a position that's supposed to get to the quarterback 15 times. Havoc away, my man.
Who came up with that? Havoc rate. Is that PFF?
What is havoc rate?
I've never heard of it.
Stop it.
Havoc rate.
Georgia has a high havoc rate. By the way, Walker doesn't. Maybe he did with Georgia, but what a ridiculous statement, man.
We're gonna move past this.
Yeah, for sure.
That talk.
Yeah,
I think we've done
more than enough for sure. And by the way, again, we are not beating a dead horse. The trade deadline is Tuesday, and all this talk about Trayvon and how he's performed and what he should be doing and who else out there could be better will go away, and we'll deal with what the roster looks like after the trade deadline, right? But that's why this is a big topic right now, as it should be. But don't tell me about havoc rates. Georgia didn't win because they had a havoc rate. They won because they had 12 guys on their defense and won the first 2 or 3 rounds of the draft, with all due respect to the football IQ.
The teams with the most sacks in college football this season: Penn State, winning record, Texas A&M, Tennessee, Ole Miss, Oregon, Utah, Alabama, Nebraska, UCLA. Most of those teams are winning football games, so sacks do matter, as we all know. But anyway.
Of course they do. The second most devastating play a defense can unleash. To say sacks don't matter, I just question, do you watch cricket, bro? Yeah. The defense can take the ball away. That's number 1. The second best play a defense can have is a sack. So all y'all about havoc rates and run defense, those are all important factors. None are as valuable, as impactful, as game-changing as a sack. Never mind, too, what – Hick, don't you think the percentage of sacks that result in a fumble is 80% higher than the number of hits, than the number of tackles that result in a fumble?
Say again now?
The number of sacks that result in a fumble is probably 300% higher than the number of tackles that result in a fumble.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so many wonderfully right things that can go right for your defense when you have a sack. If you are out there, and this includes Baalke or anyone else, that is preaching that sacks aren't important, you just tell me you don't know football without telling me you don't know football. That's not an egregious, outlandish statement. If you don't think sacks matter, I can't help you.
Yeah.
I can't help you.
Can't help them. Moving on. You're out. There's nothing you can do. You've done enough.
But this is from the text on a fair question. Who's in the Hall of Fame for pressures and who's in the Hall of Fame for sacks?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, listen, again, football fans, just trust your eyes when you make your observations. You can dive into the numbers and make the numbers read any way you want. I'm not specifically talking about Trayvon Walker. I was talking about the Rube in Pittsburgh who asked about the Jags' poor pass defense.
Now, the Jaguars in the league are second worst by yards allowed.
Yeah, statistically, yeah.
But that does
that can fit into your narrative, but it's not true.
Here you go.
Yeah.
I'll back that up for you. Mm-hmm. The Daily's double take. We'll double down, brought to you by the Daily's Dash. The Jaguars have seen teams attempt 150 passes the last 3 weeks. It's by far the most in the NFL. Next closest 127. Next closest to that, just 107. That's almost 50 attempts more. Among the 32 NFL teams, They're number 14 in completion percentage and number 10 in yards per attempt. So, if you think their pass defense is the NFL's worst in the last 3 weeks, it's just due to a misunderstanding of the sport and the numbers you're seeing. The volume has been great, so sure, the yards are going to go up, but when it comes to stopping the other guy by either completion percentage or yards per attempt, they are, at worst, better than average.
Very quietly, hasn't been talked about here on the drill, but it's Showdown Friday. Maybe that was the cause of my consternation earlier
just kind
this
of
morning.
In your soul, and you weren't recognizing it.
Yeah.
Hawks, Knicks for the 6th seed. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, we got a big one tonight in the ATL.
Are you favored in the game?
That's a good question.
No,
What do you think?
I don't know. I got covers right here. Let's just pull it up. NBA. I'm going to guess that the Hawks are a 2-point favorite.
Okay.
Let's see what we got.
Why don't we live crazy and throw a dime bet on it?
Man, I'm so good. Hawks are a 2-point favorite. 53% on the Knicks.
You want to do a dime bet on that one?
No.
No?
No. I hate the Atlanta Hawks.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I'm really down on the Hawks.
If
Big
they
time.
win, you'll be better.
No, I mean, whatever. It is what it is. At the end of the day, this is what I've determined about the NBA after watching these first 2 nights. You know what I finally determined after all these years, and I understand why it's a niche sport. NBA is more like the film industry.
Yeah.
And the Academy Awards will come when the playoffs come. In the meantime, you don't turn on a game to watch the movie. You have an actor you want to see.
Yeah.
And so, if you watch last night, you want to see Dame. You don't give a darn who won the Bucks-Sixers game. It doesn't matter. We'll find out in the Academy Awards which film was best, but you go into every NBA just to see last night, it wasn't about the Lakers beating the Suns and what does this mean and can they contend? No, it's about LeBron immediately saying 29 minutes not going to work and playing 36, and it's about KD scoring 39 in a movie with LeBron for the first time in 5 years.
I like that analogy. I'll also say, too, that in the NBA, maybe more than any other sport, and I hate to say this as a sports fan, I mean, you watch a lot more NBA than I do.
I do watch a lot. I like it, but I watch for the actors. I watch for the storylines.
Yeah. This falls into your narrative. The score doesn't matter until the last 5 minutes.
That's another part of it.
3 minutes.
Yeah, you get to the end of the movie.
You can get down.
It's
18.
a murder mystery, and it could be 5 different. You'll find out at the end.
You can get.
That's fair.
You can get down 18. You can get down 22. In the first half, it doesn't matter.
Plot twist, we call that, Dan. Plot twist.
My 18-year-old son the other night, we were watching the Knicks and the Celtics, and he even said, the Knicks got down 10. I'm like, oh, gosh, here it comes. He goes, doesn't matter, Dad. It's a third quarter.
You're right.
And he's right.
It's right.
And then, by the way, I walked out of the room. I walked back, and the game was tied.
Well, the Hawks had an 11-point lead in the first half against the Hornets, and I used the reverse. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
We'll be down 6 in the fourth, and sure enough, we were down 6 in the fourth, and then we took a lead in the fourth.
Is
and then
there
they took a
any
lead.
sport like that? I don't think there is.
NFL to a degree.
Yeah, no, because the NFL.
You always
is
get into a score game, though.
Yeah.
So
the
you're within
NFL, you're exactly. Oh gosh, they're dominating, and it's 13-0, but you get that touchdown, and suddenly it's 13-7, and you're.
And which, by the way, is a bucket in the NBA.
Yeah, so I don't think it's like that.
Not
it's certainly
quite
not
as
like
much.
that in baseball, and it's not like that in hockey.
No, but and I would.
It really is the last 2 minutes.
It'd be an interesting question. Percentage of teams that lead after the first quarter and go on to win in each of the sports, or after 3 innings in baseball, or whatever it is. So
that would be.
I would say, by the way, under the continuing metaphor,
Gibby, get on that and get me an answer by the break.
What was the question again?
Yeah, exactly. He went Gene Smith on us in there. Look, under the same metaphor that NBA games are films, and sometimes you just want to watch your favorite actor, you don't really care how the movie goes.
Yeah,
we're straight to video release tonight with our game.
Yes.
Well, it'll have Jeremy Piven and nobody else in the game, in the movie.
Yes.
That's like Trae Young is Steve Buscemi. And if you're a Buscemi fan, you watch tonight. There's really nothing else to see.
Oof. Probably true.
Oh.
Probably true. So anyway, that's
that's
going on. It's still a bloodbath for us.
But Dame last night with 39, he's going to get a chance for people to at least appreciate how good he is. He's been better than people recognize because he plays in Portland in the shroud of darkness.
Correct.
You play under the shroud of darkness of Oregon on a mediocre team who's never on TV, who's never a playoff, and you could argue, well, if Dame's so good, shouldn't they be a playoff? No. There's years where Kobe Bryant had the worst record in the league playing the whole year. There's been years where Steph had a 50-loss team. You got to have the rest. You got to have the rest. And so Dame has not had that in Portland. He does have it there.
I got one more thing off Jaguar. By the way, Jags are one of 2 teams now that are undefeated on the road this year. So that's good news for you. Them and the Chiefs are both 3-0. But one more thing off Jags, off Florida, Georgia. I saw this yesterday, and I wanted to bring it up real quick and just get a comment. But the golf year is over, basically. And I was looking at
what is this golf you speak of?
Yes, and I was.
Did you see the John Rahm report?
No.
One Eddie Pepperell, who's like runs his mouth a lot. He's a fringe player. Says that. And by the way, and they all admit that they keep making runs at all the guys on the PGA Tour, but that Rahm was approached again. Rahm, who apparently or reportedly turned down $300 million the first go round, engaged them, but asked for a quote ungodly sum. I'm guessing $1 billion.
Yeah,
probably asked for $1 billion.
Why not?
Yeah. At this stage, I'm not watching golf anymore, so I don't really care who goes over there.
But I thought this was interesting, and this is along the lines of this will add to your discuss. But I was curious, like Whiskers, who made $10 million plus this season in golf, right? Who do you think made the most money in golf this year?
Whoever won the
It's not who won that.
It's not who won the FedEx Cup?
No. Because this is all tours.
Oh, so this is Live too?
Yeah.
Koepka?
Nope.
Is it a Live guy?
Yes.
He probably made it in one tournament.
Dustin?
Nope.
I'm trying to think who Gooch?
Gooch.
But see that
Van Nez's dad.
Yeah, but here that's
Taylor Gooch.
That's
Taylor
why
Gooch.
that's not right though. Here's why. Gooch didn't get the sign-up fee that those other dudes did. That should count.
Okay, so here, but it's
just by prize money, that's who won. Is that what this list is?
Yes.
So
does not
Gooch
include
is at
contracts,
12 million.
sponsors,
Okay.
PIP,
All right, well,
Euro
yeah.
Tour, Asian Tour money.
Well, then the first, how many are going to be?
Not really.
Really?
And that's what's surprising.
Yeah,
I
but
think
the other guys had to play third. No, but they don't play. The big boys don't play that many.
do scoreboard, right?
Yeah.
Left hand, right hand. Gooch, Hovland Tour, Scheffler Tour, Koepka 2-2, Rahm 3-2 Tour, Rory 4-2, Cam Smith 4-3, Wyndham Clark 5-3, DeChambeau 5-4, Schauffele 6-4, Homa 7-4, Cantley 8-4, Harman 9-4, Bradley 10-4, Varner 10-5.
Okay.
10 PGA Tour guys made the
What's
most.
Varner's number?
10.1 million.
But here's the deal. I don't think there's any great angst at what they're now paying to win the tournaments, even though they're hokey tournaments where you wear
now
shorts.
it's the contract.
Yeah, it's the contract. That's what gives you all. That's what they got them all the money.
Yeah.
What a hokey excuse for a professional golf tour.
Mm-hmm.
Mixer band, shorts, 54 holes, shotgun starts. What a joke, man. And PGA Tour, they can go play in their wilderness as well. But these Live jokers to go play their club pro champions, their member guests, and act like they're playing competitive golf. Come on, man.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll keep it rolling here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
I know our man's going to come through. He's going to come through and make some big-time plays.
Catch the play that changed the game.
Wow! A game-changing play.
Performance Painting presents the high-performance play of the game on 1010XL. Prepare, protect, preserve.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
Want even more excitement on game day? Well, it's time to get in on Prize Picks, the best way to win big on fantasy sports. Here's how it works. You pick 2 to 6 players, and then you choose who will have the better stats. If you get them right, you can win up to 25 times your cash. It's quick, it's easy to make your picks, and with fast and safe deposits and withdrawals, Prize Picks is the place to play this season. Prize Picks has awesome weekly promotions. They're the only daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy. Keeps you in the game even if one of your players goes down. So sweat it out, watch your entry update in real time, and continue the fun by making picks on second half and fourth quarter stats. Take your game day experience to the next level with Prize Picks. And right now, when you go to prizepicks.com/1010XL and use code 1010XL, Prize Picks is matching your first deposit up to $100. That's prizepicks.com/1010XL with code 1010XL for a 100% deposit match. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
Unleash automotive excellence at Osteen Volkswagen of Jacksonville. Osteen Volkswagen is not just about cars, it's 27 years of family-owned operation and community. Visit Osteen Volkswagen today on Phillips Highway and at osteenvw.com.
Hey sports fans, it's Hayes Carline for QC Kinetics. The future of joint pain relief is here. It's QC Kinetics, advanced regenerative medicine. This is amazing stuff. If you've been told more steroids or surgery are your only options, don't be so fast. Get a second opinion and learn more about how you can harness your body's own healing agents to to attack that joint pain. You've got to go see QC Kinetics. You can call to set up a free consultation at Mandarin or Ponte Vedra locations at 904-274-5522. Again, 274-5522. Imagine living your life this fall with no more pain in your knees, your hips, shoulders, back, with no drugs, no downtime, and no surgery. Look, life is about motion, and QC Kinetics is giving people their lives back with these all-natural treatments. Again, give them a call. 904-274-5522. That's QC Kinetics.
In America, we enjoy freedom thanks to our veterans who answered the call to defend our nation. Congressman Aaron Bean here, and I'm honored to represent more than 70,000 veterans in our nation's capital. As the son of a World War II veteran, I understand that veteran benefits are not entitlements, they're earned. Our team is ready to assist you. If you need help with the VA, call my office, 904-557-9550. I'm Congressman Aaron Bean, and serving you is what we do. Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
He's still the Gators' all-time receiving touchdown leader.
Just so you know, we're putting together a football team.
Former Gator Chris Doering joins Dan and Jeff on the Drill. Tuesday mornings on 1010XL. Brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah.
Baloo here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Care you can see.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
At Ratify Credit Union, we know that a dream home is about more than location and square footage. It's about fulfilling the dream of homeownership and all the dreaming that takes place inside. Building a nursery, starting a business, throwing a graduation party. That's why at Ratify, we're more than just home lenders. We're the fulfiller of dreams. With home and home equity loans that prove dream homes do come true. Ratify Credit Union. Make waves. Ratify Credit Union is an equal housing lender insured by NCUA.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Did you know that all graduates of Local 234's apprenticeship program are licensed journeymen? That means all plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, and HVAC techs will have hundreds of hours of experience and have passed the Jacksonville City Licensed Journeyman exam. They're the best trained and safest skilled tradespeople in the industry. Don't leave yourself exposed to inadequate workmanship or even danger. Always hire a licensed journeyman. Local 234. Make the right connection. Equal opportunity employer.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the Otterson Wealth Advisors Risk Reward Picks of the Week. Otterson Wealth Advisors. Your goals, our expertise.
It just seems like risk reward to me. The risk is Florida is the lesser team right now than Georgia, but that's an awful lot of points. No, Dan?
Sure.
Right? So, I mean, we're looking for the Otterson Risk Reward Pick of the Week. It seems like we won't have to look very far. Let's look to the own backyard. I think that playing Florida there with 14.5 picks.
Points,
right? I mean, it's
hard to get that Kentucky game out of your head, though.
It is.
It really
for
is.
sure.
And Georgia dominated Kentucky. Kentucky dominated Florida, and it just makes it difficult. I think Florida's better. I think Georgia played a great game at home. It's a little different, so that could, but it was a dominating win.
I
for
think
Georgia.
you can find other comparisons, though. And listen, don't trust me. I'm not talking you off of that angle. That's bothered me for weeks. But the Vandy, Florida played Vandy is tougher, better than Georgia did. South Carolina,
South Carolina led Georgia at the half.
Yeah, so I mean, there have been other games where they've looked a lot more similar. But that Kentucky, the reason the Kentucky one jumps out and you worry more than others, perhaps though, is because the two teams play so similarly, and Florida couldn't handle Georgia light. How are they going to do with Georgia heavy?
Well, we've gone high tech on the advice. Now they're just emailing me, so. We're going to open up a couple letters here. And
okay, all right. Well, we miss E, but
yes.
I will try and I think I have very learned experience and a personal touch here that's going to hook a Guggen out. This is literally letters and emails that roll in from the audience here on the First Coast.
Dear Drill, it's called.
Yeah, Dear Drill.
Dear Drill, our next door neighbor, we'll call him Fred.
Okay.
Retrieves his newspaper every morning around 4:30.
So do I.
Problem is, he's nude.
Okay.
We realized that after installing a Ring doorbell, our video captures a very graphic image daily. Should we tell him?
That didn't go where I was. I'm stumped here for a second because it wasn't going where I was going. I thought they were going to get all Karen-y about it. I think it sounds like you have a decent relationship with Fred. It also sounds like that this is like a 60 and over community.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what I would say is, hey, Fred, I mean, nothing to us, but just understand when you go out there and get that paper every morning, we all got Ring doorbells, so I'm having to see that fuzzy buttocks of you every morning. So I think I would handle it like that. Doesn't sound like they're offended.
Hey, Fred.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't
Fred,
sound
just so you know, we're seeing all your goods everywhere. What are you talking about? Well, when you go get your paper every morning, we got the door. We got the ring.
Stop looking at it,
Yeah,
then.
whatever. It sounds
You like what you see?
Yeah, maybe. Listen, I'm going to say something right now. And I'm
say something?
And I'm going to beg the paparazzi not to bust their way over to Julington Creek Plantation early in the morning.
No.
I've gone out and gotten the paper in various states of disrobement.
Never nudity.
Never totally nude,
Never
but
nude.
for 1,000,000% underwear only.
Sure. I understand.
And it's not the shortest driveway in the world. So you want to, ladies, you want to sneak a peek? Or defy me.
Dear Drill.
Forever change your opinion.
I've always had a great relationship with my in-laws.
Okay,
My father-in-law
I do too.
is Jerry. He's a contractor. He's generously helped us with renovations and other work around our condo.
So far, so good.
Last year, we moved to a house and expressed interest in a new bathroom floor. We bought all the materials. He removed the old floor so he could install the new one. Jerry offered to buy us a new vanity. We thanked him and accepted. After ordering it, he wants us to put some money toward the sink and the faucet.
Okay.
We also owe him for airfare to an out-of-state wedding.
Maybe we should pay one before we do the others, but sounds
My
like...
husband, Eddie.
Okay, Eddie and Jerry.
Yeah.
It's so middle America.
It's Jacksonville, baby. My husband, Eddie, is ticked, and I don't know if they changed the names or not. They probably do to protect the innocent. My husband, Eddie, is ticked and doesn't want to give Pops anything because he says Jerry, quote, can afford it.
No.
While
Stop.
some months
Just
are more
stop.
difficult for us. I don't know if I can morally live with this dilemma, not giving my father-in-law what we owe him.
Honey, you're right. Your husband, dear millennial, sack up, pay your bills, or the free money tap's going to turn off. Lest Jerry stop paying for everything for you, Eddie, you big baby. Hey, here you go, Eddie. How about you go earn enough money to be a real man for your wife instead of counting on Daddy to hand it down to you, instead of following Daddy around his contracting jobs, hoping a 5 or 10 spot fall out of his pockets. Eddie, by the end of the letter, you're starting to sound a little bit like a loser. That's where I am. So, yes, what's her name? Guggenella, you're right.
Yes.
You pay your father-in-law off, and meanwhile, you tell your husband that if he doesn't become a little more accountable and go make something of himself, you're going to move in with Jerry. Assuming that Mrs. Jerry is passed. I don't know that for sure.
Do we have time for one more?
We do.
Dear Drill.
And we're sorry to those that make the cutting room floor. I mean, I just don't tell you.
Can't get to them all.
Surprised how popular this has become.
It's crazy.
I think the audience, I think the advice is solid, though.
Yeah. I think so, too.
Sometimes it's opinion more than advice.
Dear Abby, was that one of them that they used to have?
Yeah.
Do they still have that?
I think so. Ann Lander, Dear Annie now. Ann Lander's died, her daughter.
Abigail Van Buren?
That's correct.
Yeah. We might want to take that up.
Officially, though, tell your next door neighbor, hey, or send him a picture of himself. Do that playfully. The second one, yes, honey, you're right. You pay your father-in-law back, and if your husband doesn't start getting in line, then, you might need to have a little talking to with him.
All right, real quick. Dear Drill, I'm divorced. I have an adult son.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't been back for 4 or 5 years. Dad had a heart attack, so my son took a few days to come home.
Uh-huh.
I texted to see how his dad was doing and got only short responses. My son makes no attempt to see me while he was here, not a 1-hour visit or even a phone call.
Okay.
I've never been so hurt. I'm beyond devastated. I know it's not about me, but I have feelings that I feel like I don't exist to either of them. My ex and I are both in relationships. Should I quit trying to communicate with my son? I don't want to do this, but spin it any way you want. He didn't even want to see me. So is it when a door closes, quit knocking? I'm crushed. What should I do?
I think first you need to go revisit the human growth chart and timeline, because it sounds a lot like you're the whiny little teenager and they're the adult.
Mm-hmm.
You sound like a big baby.
Okay.
So woman up.
Yeah.
If you want to have a relationship with your child,
Yeah.
You're going to have to put in the effort. And sometimes that means you'll reach out and they'll rebuff, they'll ignore. Something's happened here. You are a much worse mother than you realize. There is certainly a disconnect there. But if you're going to, actually, let me change my advice. Yes, shut it down. You don't have the capacity, the maturity to have a relationship with your adult children, because his father died and it's all about you. So, yeah, GTH.
Okay. Well, that's Dear Drill.
Yes, it's brought to you by Pet Paradise. If you ever need some advice on where to take your pet. Yeah. Ario Speedwagon says, take them to Pet Paradise. Pet Paradise right now, by the way, wants to remind you to set those holiday reservations while you're traveling for the holidays. Your pets can just enjoy a holiday themselves, snooze and snuggle while you're away from comfortable beds to play time with other dogs. The suites at Pet Paradise have all the trimmings. It'll feel better than home. And now through November 8th, you can experience a fun day of camp for your pet for just $25 on Wednesdays. We're calling it Wacky Wednesday. Go to Pet Paradise for more on that as well. You're listening to The Drill. It's been a GFL Friday. That's Green for Life.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
We're juiced up. We have the right mentality with the right energy.
That ball is picked off by Foye Oluokun.
Foye's a baller. He's a leader, great teammate.
Foye Oluokun brought back the deflected interception for the score.
He's one of the best linebackers I've ever played with.
The Jags take over on down at their own 6-yard line.
Whenever it's crunch time and we need to make a play, we're going to make it for our team to get it win.
Next up, Pittsburgh.
Gritty, not pretty. That's our saying. We just play together.
Jaguars, Steelers. Sunday at 1 on the home of the Jaguars. 1010XL.
At Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville, it's a great time to buy a luxury Cadillac.
2024 XT5s and XT6s.
CT4s and CT5s.
With 2.9% financing for 36 months.
And a $1,500 discount when you finance through Cadillac Financial on XT5s and XT6s.
It's a great time to get the luxury Cadillac you've been wanting.
And we've got a huge selection of certified pre-owned Cadillacs that are like brand new.
Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville. Plus tax tag title, $8.99 admin fee and resistol.
Tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Brackish Vodka, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, is the smoothest local vodka you can find. Made right here in Jacksonville, Florida, 100% from corn, Brackish Vodka is the local gluten-free choice. Brackish Vodka, for those that live life slightly salty, a proud partner of the Jaguars. Take a sip of your Brackish and enjoy the slightly salty air at the beach at Tide's Bar and Grill at Hampton Inn, Oceanfront, Jax Beach.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, Green for Life.
Hey, this is Stevie Beechurst of Beechurst Plumbing. Growing up in Jacksonville, I was always proud when my dad would point at a building and say, I did the plumbing for that. That's the same kind of pride we instill in every plumber here at Beechurst Plumbing. And that's the kind of pride you can expect when you hire Beechurst Plumbing for your home or business. Right now, we're doing fall specials to get your project going. To find out how we can help you, visit BeechurstPlumbing.com. BETROS Plumbing.com. Beechurst Plumbing, here to help.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 27, 1984, Washington State University's running back Reuben Mays sets a collegiate football record of 357 rushing yards in one game.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to our website, CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com. And let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hi, my name is Lisa the Botanista, and I am an aquaholic. For years, I thought there was no cure. My life seemed like an unending loop of clandestine visits to the boat ramp. The unavoidable heartache of a mechanical breakdown, the cost of repairs, and the never-ending cycle of cleaning and maintenance. My life was an aqua mess. Can you relate? Do you love boating like I do, but dread all the hassle, wasted time, and expense? After years of frustration, I finally found the answer to indulging my aqua fetish without losing my sanity. Freedom Boat Club. As we enter a new year and start to make plans for enjoying Jacksonville's abundant waterways, wonderful weather, and great fishing, I encourage you to contact the Freedom Boat Club for the best discount ever and find out how you can satisfy all your aqua desires in a healthy way and leave all the hassles behind. Boating made simple. Visit freedomboatclub.com and ask for your special discount. Your fleet is waiting in Jacksonville, Jacksonville Beach, and St. Augustine.
Pregame Friday
is brought to you by MyBookie
and Dream Finders Homes on 1010XL.
Perfect Rack Billiards in Murray Hill is your spot to be for all your football needs. Full liquor bar, 8 pool tables, darts, and shuffleboard. Weekend specials include happy hour all day Friday to $3 seltzer Saturdays, along with wing and pitcher specials on Sunday. Watching the Jag game, $19 domestic buckets on game day. There isn't a better place to play pool, have a beer, and just kick back. Perfect Rack Billiards on Edgewood and Murray Hill. The best place in Jacks to watch sports.
Get into the game at Best Bet. Come enjoy the best in-card games, hospitality, and fun at Best Bet Jacksonville and Orange Park. You don't have to be a poker pro to have a great time. Featuring poker games of all limits and easy-to-learn games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em and Pai Gow. Wager on exciting simulcast races and enjoy delicious food and drink. Our card rooms are open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 a.m. and 24 hours on Saturday and Sunday. Details at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
This is Dr. Turner Vossler, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
For the Jags defense to be successful against the Steelers this Sunday, they must get back to the quarterback and quick. Defensive coordinator Mike Caldwell talked about the Jags' pass rush and how he feels they can have a big effect on the game.
Kind of hard, but at the end of the day, we play with who we have. And we have this next man up mentality, and the guys that have filled in for D-Ham when he's been gone, they've done a good job. And now that he's back, we'll continue to, work on pass rush. And it all goes together. Inside guy can have a great rush, outside guy can come inside and quarterback escapes. Or quarterback steps up and there's no push. So they all work together, and we're working to rush the passer as one.
Mike Caldwell, courtesy of Jaguars.com. I'm Molly McDonald with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the 2-minute drill. Brought to you by Tire Outlet. Keeping 1010XL talking with wholesale prices and premium service. Tire Outlet, Jacksonville's largest locally owned automotive repair shop.
All right, we're counting down, and we got Tony here as he gets ready for Jaguars today. Mike and Tony getting ready for a football Friday. Hello.
Good morning.
What are we kicking around today with the Jags and the Steelers getting ready to do battle?
Yeah, Tom McManus will join us for the show.
Yes,
we'll go
sir.
into our keys for a Jaguars victory on Sunday at Pittsburgh. It's been, you've been around for all these, Dan.
Mhm.
It has felt like not your typical Pittsburgh week.
Right.
For whatever reason. I think a lot of that is the Jags are really good right now.
Yeah.
Right? And there hadn't been a whole lot of these Pittsburgh weeks, especially recently, that you go into it saying, oh, yeah, we're the better team.
Yeah.
Right? Like that kind of thing. There should be some confidence from the franchise and the fans just going to Pittsburgh anyway. Like
I think
they've
there
always
is,
been
too.
pretty
Yeah.
successful
Yeah.
doing that kind of thing. But it hadn't felt, like a typical Steelers kind of week here in town. I think, going through the whole week, I think it's actually a good thing.
Yeah.
That the fan base doesn't have to hype up this game.
Right.
Like that kind of thing doesn't have to happen so much anymore. It's the next one, we got to get this one, right? It's a big one because it's the next one.
Yeah, that's a good point. And 6-2 at the break would be just tremendous after you started 1-2.
Oh,
I mean, my gosh.
Well,
to
you
get
think
there.
about where they were 2 years ago.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And to be at the point where, hopefully they can get to 6-2 going into by 2 years later. And look, let everyone say whatever they're going to say. You see them in the top 5.
Sure.
In all
That's
the
fine.
power rankings, all that stuff is fine, and, you have Richard Sherman who says, I don't know anything, I don't watch this team, but here's my opinion on this team, right? Like those
Amen.
kind of things are still happening
Yeah.
with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And so you have to take some of that until you get consistent when it comes to winning at that high level, but it feels like they're on their way
I have a
to being
question
able
for
to
you.
do that.
Yeah.
2017. Were the Jags were we back in the all black helmets, or did we still have that gold transition look that we went with?
we
for
had
a
the
couple years?
two-tone, if I remember.
We still did, yeah.
Yeah, two-tone.
I'm looking at the pictures of.
How long did we have the
I didn't like
two-tone? It wasn't very
the
long.
two-tone helmets. That never bothered me,
maybe
but they
4
just didn't catch
years.
us.
That long?
Yeah.
Yeah,
something
you guys
like
are
that.
uniform. I'm not a uniform guy.
I like the two-tone.
I do
to be
remember
honest
that
with you.
playoff game, so
Yeah.
I think it was two-tone. All right, well,
Well, it was.
listen.
I'm looking at it.
Have a great show.
Thank you.
Gibby, I forgot to tell you, but we're supposed to.
He's got it.
Okay. All right.
Now, today's takeaways brought to you by Key Buick GMC, where our family dealership has been helping families buy vehicles for over 50 years.
Jeffrey?
My takeaway is just a good hard look at the numbers through the press conference yesterday. Press Taylor said, we got to get Calvin Ridley more involved, and I agree. Calvin Ridley here, 7 games in, 40th in receiving yards in the NFL, 47th in receptions, and 34th in receiving touchdowns. And I think we all expect, including him, better and more. And so maybe we'll get it the second half.
Gibby, do you have any takeaways from today's program?
I need a nap.
Gibby's a little hangry this morning. I think we need to give him a Snickers.
I think I had about 2 hours last night.
Here's what happened with Gibby, too. While you were gone, he said that he had a deer drill kind of episode going on in his life.
Yes.
And then proceeded to kind of let me know that he was on the verge of killing a man. So I'm
deer.
getting out of here quick.
Yeah, this was not a deer drill for terrestrial radio.
I got you.
Yeah,
I can respect that.
Just run. When you take off your headset, don't look Gibby in the eye. Just get the hell out of here.
Gonna have to. Have a
It's been
great weekend.
It's been a GFL Friday. That's Green for Life.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Hey, Hickett here for my friends at Nimnick Buick GMC. Proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville, FLA. You want to know why? Because they're all about you, the customer, right? They go above and beyond. You want an oil change from the comfort of your living room? Nimnick Buick GMC now offers mobile oil changes across all Jacksonville communities. Nimnick will come to your home, your office, change your oil and filters, rotate your tires, top off your fluids, and even change your wiper blades or replace your battery. How about that? Never sit in the service waiting room again. Book now online and see how easy vehicle maintenance can be at NimnickBuickGMC.com. They're there for you, even on Sundays. Nimnick Buick GMC understands the weekends might be the only time you have available. That's why they're open Saturdays 9 to 7 and Sundays 11 to 5. Visit the showroom off Phillips Highway or shop online 24/7 at NimnickBuickGMC.com. In the business for 82 years, your friends in the car business since 1941. Nimnick, we are professional grade GMC.
Not many guys know what it's like to be under center wearing teal.
Blue 92.5.
David Garrard does. Mondays from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today. Brought to you by your local Napa Auto Care Centers on 1010XL.
Men, if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction or PE, the medical providers at Prime Men's Medical Center offer breakthrough treatments that eliminate problems in the bedroom without pain or surgery. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Prime Men's Medical Center offers the most